Michigan Wednesday night. Who are these guys? Losers of their first 6. Houston's won 3 of 4, including 2 straight on the road. Now it's back to the Summit for the first of 7 straight home games and a chance to climb in the division. Hey, stop clowning around. Aeros hockey is next on Prime Sports. Live from the Summit in Houston, Texas, Prime Sports and the Houston Aeros present International Hockey League action. Tonight, the Houston Aeros take on the Las Vegas Thunder. A very pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenlay, the Aeros and the Las Vegas Thunder. And no, it's not the 4th of July, but yes, fireworks are due. It seems like whenever these two teams get together, there are a lot of fireworks, and tonight will be no different. The Aeros offense, though, has generated a spark as of late. They're coming off a 5-4 win over the Michigan K-Wings. They are winners of 3 of their last 4, and a lot of it is due to the line of Vadim Slivchenko, Paul DiPietro, and Sylvain Turgeon.
Well, these 3 guys have a lot of speed, and with that speed, they take it to the net. They have 6 goals and 5 assists on their line in the last 3 games. They've only played 3 games together, so sky's the limit for these 3 guys.
As far as the Las Vegas Thunder are concerned, they're a very well-coached hockey club by a guy that not only knows how to win, but he knows how to be tough, and that is Chris McSorley.
Well, Chris McSorley, he's won in roller hockey. He's won in East Coast League. Now he's trying to bring a team that's going to win in the IHL, and he brings a lot of toughness and he brings a lot of energy. If you thought Terry Ruskowski was animated on the bench, watch this guy.
It's time for our Oshman's Game Plan, brought to you by Oshman Super Sports USA. It always seems like lately we've been talking about the Aeros specialty teams. I think the Vegas specialty teams will be the key tonight.
Well, that's the first one, and the thing is, the Vegas Thunder bring number 2 power play in the league and a number 3 penalty kill in the league. How the Aeros match up to this will go a long way to determining the outcome of this game. The pokey factor is another thing. Pokey Reddick, goaltender for the Thunder, has an ability to win games single-handedly. If they get a couple by him real quick, they might be all right. Next is consistency. The Aeros have won 3 out of their last 4 games. If they continue this and continue to ride the wave, they could really go a long way with this.
All right, should be a lot of fun. It's the Aeros and the Las Vegas Thunder for the Houston Aeros. Rob Dobson in goal. For the Thunder, it'll be Pokey Reddick. Up next, we'll visit with the head coach of the Aeros, Terry Ruskowski, next on Prime Sports. Houston Aeros hockey on Prime Sports is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. By your participating Texas Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep and Eagle dealers. By Columbia HCA Healthcare Corporation, a new commitment to healthcare together. By Texaco Clean System 3 gasolines. Add more life to your car, take it to the stars. And by the Gatorade Company. If you're living life to the fullest, you're gonna get thirsty. That's why you need Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Life's a sport, drink it up. The Summit, everybody. We're getting set for the Aeros and the Las Vegas Thunder, and I'm joined by the head coach, Terry Ruskowski, coming off a nice 5-4 win the other night in Michigan. You know, the team, not a great first period, but showed a lot of composure and played 2 strong periods after that.
Well, I think that's what I was so happy about after the game, is because we have not had a situation where we've come back and won a game, and that was the first time against a team that's never been beaten yet, and that was a real confidence builder going into the 3rd period, knowing that we could come back and do the things that we did. And then actually we scored in the power play too, which was nice, a nice added benefit for us.
Yeah, it takes me to my next question, and that was the team came in 0 for 15 on the last power play, and then you finished 3 for 6.
Well, we'll take the 3 for 6, there's no question. The thing that we do have to concern ourselves about is that we're not doing very well penalty killing, and we were the best last year. Now we're not the best, and that kind of bothers me. We want to get back up there to be the best power or penalty killing unit in the league, and I think we have to force more. We have to force the issue more. We're sitting back and we're letting them make the plays, and we're not clearing people in front of the net. They're getting second shots and rebounds. We can't allow that to happen, and we got to get better to that. And then, you know, the thing is I'm sure you'd like to see some better production from the top guys in Freer and Arneal. Well, I certainly do. I mean, those are the guys that carried us last year, and we expect a lot from them this year. They're struggling right now, but if we have the other lines producing and keeping it going, I think that'll take the pressure off, and they will get on track. I'm sure of that.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Adam.
Head coach Terry Ruskowski. Play-by-play action is next when we return.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet
Welcome to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenlay and our special guest Darren Jones. But first, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Southwest Airlines for the Las Vegas Thunder. At center, Blaine Moore. Right wing, Daniel Shank. Left wing, Vladimir Siplikov. On defense, Jean-Marc Richard. And number 23, Ruslan Saleh. And in goal, Pokey Reddick. Real name Eldon, but he goes by Pokey with 4 wins, a loss, a shootout loss, and a 3.16 goals against average. Taking a look at the Houston Aeros starting lineups brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It's the line of Paul DiPietro with Vadim Slivchenko, Sylvain Turgeon. Defensively, Mark Lagnan and Steve Jakes. In goal, Rob Dobson. And what a last 10 days he has had. IHL goaltender of the week, and he's 3-3 on the year with a 3.33 goals against average. And we welcome Darren Jones, one of the sports nuts from KPRC. Welcome.
Good to be here.
Yeah. All right, we're looking forward to having your thoughts tonight along with Mike Greenlay and myself. Puck controlled by Thunder as they bring it in, and it's swept away by Jakes. And he'll scoop it out at center, looking for DiPietro. Knocked free by Turgeon, and the Thunder back in their own end. Chipped it out at neutral ice. Now it is Jakes. Steve Jakes for Houston. Forechecked on the play by Danny Shank. And it's turned and cleared out at center ice. Loop back into the Vegas zone. Icing indicated. Hustling back is the big defenseman Ruslan Saleh. And he has got it. And play is whistled down with a face-off back into the Aero zone.
Adam, I think if you're at the, obviously if you're at the game, but if you're watching the game on Prime Sports, you'll notice that the Aeros are skating around with those new blue unis.
What do you think?
Oh, I love the new blues. They're debuting the road blues tonight, and in addition to the greens and the home whites, I think it's going to give the fans something else to love about this club.
You're going to have to go out now and buy another sweater.
Hey, these guys are costing me a fortune here, but they look sharp, they play sharp, they look fabulous.
Tonight it's called Back to the Blue Night.
Ah!
But I think it's going to be the black and blue night if these guys play the way they usually do.
Yes. Puck controlled by Gord Donnelly. Was run into a little bit by referee Denny LaRue. And the puck cleared to center. Conroy rolled it into the Vegas zone. Out of the net, Reddick, but it scooped over a stick. Far side, Freer looking down for Arneal. Reversed it behind the net, but Greg Honda there to play it. Pinched on the boards by Al Conroy. Now Lefebvre trying to get it out of the zone. He whipped it ahead. Bill Bowler had it. Went back in behind the cage. It comes to the line. Not out. Held in at a point by Donnelly. Down to the corner for Mark Freer. Freer base of the circle. Attacked by Bowler. They're skate to skate in the corner. It is Conroy. Met in there by Riccardi. Trying to work it free. And it scooped Freer. Base of the right circle. It's knocked down in front, but the Aeros couldn't get onto it. And Lefebvre will kill it down the ice. We've got a minute and a half just about gone into the first period. No score. Aeros get back. Icing the call. And play is whistled down.
Adam, I think as we talked about in the pregame show, we're going to see a physical game tonight. You're going to see a lot of hitting, and you might even see a little more than that.
Rob Dobson, as we said, the IHL goaltender of the week. In that week, 2 wins, a loss, 1.33 goals against average. But the big stat, Darren, is 96 saves out of 100 shots. Now, I don't know if you've had a chance to get him last year. He was on your goalie show. Are you going to have him back?
Yeah, we hope to have he and Troy Gamble back this year. They're great guys, great interviews. The fans really love them. Gamble hasn't played in almost 2 weeks. Dobson has been in goal the last 4 games and has all 3 of the Aeros wins this year.
Well, I think a lot of people are surprised to see Rob Dobson in there tonight, but hey, the guy's playing well and he's winning, so why change it up?
I'm sure we'll see Troy Gamble tomorrow, regardless of the outcome. But who knows? I could be wrong. We thought we'd see Gamble tonight. Puck cleared to center ice, and oh no, O'Connor fell, and then he shot it right to Todd Simon across the line. Shoots upstairs on Dobson. It got behind him and into the net. The light went on, but is it a goal? It is.
It is a goal. And, you know, it was kind of a funny shot. I think it was an end-over-ender, and it caught him up underneath the arm. And, you know, I guess as goaltenders, we call that kind of handcuffing you because you can't get your shoulder on it, you can't get your glove on it, so you're kind of caught halfway in between. But, you know, the first thing is you can't really blame Miles O'Connor for falling down, but he loses an edge, and then next thing you know, you have a player coming down the wing, and look at the shots right up high underneath his arm, and that's a tough save to make. Todd Simon has 8 goals, 8 assists this year, and that makes it 9 for him, but see how it goes up under his arm? It's a tough save to make when you're handcuffed.
Puck controlled by Las Vegas. They lead it 1-0, and here's Vladimir Siplikov across the Aero line. Down Danny Shank. Rolled it along the boards to the near side for Todd Simon, who gets credit with a goal. Cleared to center, but Hogwood flipped it back into the Aero end. You've got to respect the Las Vegas offense. They beat Cleveland on Tuesday 11-5. I don't know if that covered your point spread there, Jonesy. Puck controlled by the Aeros. And it's DiPietro Sure, that wouldn't be one for your football scores as Perjean comes across the line, shoots! Reddick, a left-hand save, and the puck cleared but not out. Laniel held but lost control, and Las Vegas, Todd Simon in his own end. Simon rolled the puck to the far boards, and it's Jeff Riccardi. Riccardi to center for Todd Simon through the neutral zone, rolled it into the arrow end with 2.5 gone in the first, and the Thunder leading 1-0. Handed down Darcy Lowen. Trying to work it behind the cage. McCrory had it. Mark Rogers for Las Vegas wreaking all kinds of havoc with Jakes. Jakes muscling out at center ice, and now Maurice trying to gather it at center circle. Cannot do it. Peter Forentino at center at the right side, trying to get it out of the zone. They battle it out near side. Sergei Zholtak had a chance, but it was cleared back into the Las Vegas zone. Sharples banging with Yo with a couple of 8. Skate to skate in the corner. Yo shakes off the check, shoots! A shot wide, not a lot on it, and the Thunder romp the center. Mark Rogers through the neutral zone, shoots it into the arrow end. Pursuing is Lowen. Roll it behind the net for Rogers. They bang away, and a puck behind the cage, and finally the Arrows roll it away. 16:45 to go in the first. A 1-0 hockey game. Arrows ice the puck down. Sharples touches, and play is whistled down. 1-0 Las Vegas, and we take time out as we pause for a moment from this word from Southwest Airlines. 1-0 Thunder leading the Houston Aeros. Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenlay and Darren Jones from KPRC Radio. And Jonesy, you know, you look at Chris McSorley, the head coach, a tough customer in his day, but it seems like when these two teams get together, a lot of fisticuffs.
That's right. Like Mike was saying, the Las Vegas Thunder in their black and teal, the Arrows in their road blue. A black and blue game last year. Huge melee, a record 367 penalty minutes. Even the goalie squared off.
Yes, Malarchuk and Gamble even dropped the mitts for a pretty good show. Puck controlled by Houston in their own end. Jim Pack got it out at center ice. Freer turned it back for Pack. Lead pass, Conroy right in! The shot right on, and Reddick, a shoulder save, and he will hold on. 16:22 to go in the first. A 1-0 hockey game, and Mike Green, that was a play that was kind of slow to develop, but once it got going, it was a good scoring opportunity.
Well, it was slow to develop. They could have given Conroy the puck a lot earlier, but they eventually gave him the puck, and he made a good shot. But Pokey Reddick, he's a very small goaltender, but he's compact. He doesn't have a lot of holes. You find some big goalies, they'll have a big 5 holes, they'll have space under their arms, but a goalie that's compact like Pokey Reddick, you can't usually squeeze the puck by him. You got to blow it by him on either side of him, and he just stood his ground there. A very good save.
You got to poke it in.
By Pokey?
Hey.
Puck controlled by the Las Vegas Thunder. And it's Greg Hawgood for Vegas, cleared to center, and Jim Pack fell. Here's Danny Shank across the line. Shoots! Right pad saved by Dobson. So that's twice that Arrow defensemen have fallen and resulted in scoring opportunities. One was a goal. Arneal the other way. Arneal centered. Off skates, it went behind the play. Siplikov couldn't clear, and the Vegas net has become dislodged.
What did Paul DiPietro say last game? Don't forget to take your skate guards off.
That's it. Yeah.
Looks like a couple of defensemen are wearing theirs as they get tripped up. I'm not sure how the consistency of the ice is. I didn't skate today with the guys, but Daniel Shank gets a pretty good shot off this play. He takes a good slap shot, nice and low, but Dobson gets that right toe out there, a good quick toe save. And you know, you gotta watch those situations. Good thing Dobson made such a good save there, or you know, a couple trips could have turned into something bigger.
Jonesy, did you bring a sniper? Guys are falling left and right.
They're skating like me on the defense.
Oh man, face-off will be in the circle to the left side of Pokey Reddick. We were all kind of talking before the game and thinking that it might be a physical contest. So far it's been kind of wide open, but Las Vegas has carried the play.
Well, Las Vegas has has a very good offensive team too, so I don't think the physical part, especially the fighting, will come into play unless they're losing.
Kevin Grant, a shot and a blocker save made by Reddick, and it's cleared out at center ice. Kevin Grant back to his own blue line. He has trouble with the puck. So the Arrow defensemen have kind of struggled with the puck here. All of them kind of either falling or struggling with it, but he got it out and back down the ice. I was talking to Dave Tippett before the game, and he said the ice not in the best of shape, partly because of the humidity. He said that the ice is really soft out there, but let's remember both teams have to play on it. And Las Vegas hasn't had any trouble yet. Hogwood across the line, trying to move it down. 1-0 Las Vegas leads at 15:23 to go. Grant pursues far forward. Bumped in there with Todd Simon. It came behind the Arrow cage. And finally, it's picked up by Simon behind the net. Centered right out in front. The shot and a great glove save made by Dobson. Danny Shank from point-blank range. Puck goes down into the Vegas zone. Out of the net, Reddick cleared it out to center. And the Thunder turn it in. Siplikov, who played last year for Fort Wayne. A shot at the side of the net. And it's pushed away, but got back by Siplikov. Siplikov behind the net. The shot by Simon right on, and a left pad save made by Dobson. Arrows still can't get it out of their end. It's It's Laniel turning as the Thunder making changes. Here come the Houston Aeros. Pass, center ice, Slivchenko. Slivy trying to move it through the neutral ice area. Could not. Jakes pounded it in. And now Maurice with a chance, but the Thunder, Jeff Sharples, able to scoop it down the ice. Icing indicated as Jakes goes back, and that will be an icing call with 14.5 to go in the first period. Thunder leading 1-0.
Couple super saves by Dobson as both Simon and Shank get a couple good chances right up front. Jonesy, would you want to be standing here when this guy comes flying in at you?
Oh, that's an awesome shot. Kevin Grant, we saw having a little bit of problem on the defense there, handling the puck. Could he be rusty, Mike, since he broke his thumb in training camp and hasn't played since before Wednesday?
And the thing is, I haven't talked to him a lot, but I know that he had a couple pins embedded into his thumb for a few weeks in order to set the bone. And he's got to still feel a little bit of a pain in that. And of course, the dexterity of the hand won't be as good as it will be in a few weeks when he really gets going. So that might have something to do with it. But he likes to really be physical out there. So look for him to play a lot of his game in the physical thing.
The shot, and he hooked it wide of the net, and it's cleared out at center. Laniel drifting back to his own line for Houston, and now it is Jake. Sends it right back. Laniel near circle in his own zone, trying to get it out of the end, and now McCrory rolled it into the Vegas zone. Reddick steered it into the corner. McCrory leaves for Yo, trying to sidestep the check. Sharples banked it off the boards to the line. Jakes held it in. Jakes, a former Las Vegas Thunder. Played for Las Vegas as a shot comes on to Reddick. He covers it up. Steve Jakes played for Las Vegas before coming here to the Houston Aeros. And Eldon Pokey Reddick. He was with the Fort Wayne Comets the year they won the Turner Cup.
That was 92-93. That year they went 12-0. They did not lose a game in the playoffs, winning all 3 series. And Pokey Reddick named the MVP of the Turner Cup playoffs that year, as he was in net for all 12 of them.
Eldon Pokey Reddick has a younger brother. Has not done
Smokey.
much.
Smokey. They call him Smokey.
Smokey Reddick.
I'm not joking.
Nope.
He's a heck of a little goaltender as well.
So a face-off to the left side of Reddick. And it's controlled by the Las Vegas Thunder. Patrice Lefebvre, the man they call the big little guy, goes into the arrow end. After it, Donnelly. He's watched by Ken Quinney. Shakes off the check, cleared to Conroy. And now it is Freer. Tipped it back Conroy. Fired it into the Las Vegas zone. Back is Lefebvre. And he'll shoot it around the boards for Quinney. Can he clear it? He'll chip it to the line. Not out. Held in Conroy, but he's belted by Lefebvre. And here come the Thunder. Busting across the line, it's Lefebvre. Looks in front as he tried to get it to Bowler. It was centered, but through skates Richard couldn't pull the trigger, and Arneal will skate away. Here come the Aeros. A pass at center knocked away, and Bowler rolled it into the arrow end. Donnelly turns it around. Quick pass, Al Conroy across the Vegas blue line. Conroy moving down, shoveled it onto Reddick. He rejected it. Steele comes in with a big hit on Richard, and then Jim Pack fell again, but he held the puck in. Puck came out in front. The Aeros with a shot swept away by Reddick. I'll tell you, the Aero defensemen have had their trouble keeping their footing on the ice so far tonight. Puck to the near side, Lefebvre, and it's out at center ice. 12:48 to go in the first period, a 1-0 hockey game, and it's turned over at the blue line, and here come the Thunder. At center, Todd Simon across the line for Danny Shank, moving down the right side. Then he lost an edge, crashed and burned. Tell you what, I have a feeling that the skate sharpening guys are going to be the busiest, as they're going to make them extremely sharp for that second period. I mean, guys are falling all over the place. Puck is in behind the net. Thunder have it centered. A shot just went wide. It ricocheted back to the near corner, and then Miles O'Connor put a pretty good run into one of the Thunder. I think it was Todd Simon. Play going on. Puck in front. The shot just hooked wide, and the puck comes near side. Great action by the Thunder. Aeros can't get it out of their end. Puck came out in front. Shot wide by Danny Shank, and the Aeros finally get it off the boards and out of the ice. Wow.
I'll tell you what, Adam, it's a good thing that the Vegas Thunder missed the net so many times there. They could have had 3 goals in that one series. They're cycling the puck very well right now, and by cycling it, the defensemen are missing their assignments.
All right, 1-0 Thunder lead it. We'll be back with more after this.
The Houston Aeros game versus the Las Vegas Thunder tomorrow night here at the Summit.
Head coach Terry Ruskowski and his Aeros trailing by a score of 1-0, and I'll tell you, they're falling like flies, tripping all over the place, and I don't know what it is. I mean, we're seeing the Thunder now starting to slip a little bit, but it's been the Aero defenseman, and that guy, Rob Dobson, has had to have a lot of work. He's faced a lot of shots.
The Thunder shots on goal 6 so far. Aeros only have 5 shots on goal so far. And you're right, Adam, it has only been the Aeros who have fallen so far.
And, you know, I don't know what to attribute to. I mean, as we said, the ice conditions with the humidity a factor, but again, both teams have to play on that. Puck control by Jinks. He'll shoot it into the Las Vegas zone, and here is Mike Maurice. Base of the circle, jammed it back along the wall. Darcy Lowen trying to clear. Thunder jump on it. Can they get it out of there? They will try as Zoltak got it out of there. Now it is Jinks turning a long lead pass too far for Yo, and Sharples is back behind the cage. Reversed it off the boards, and Corey comes in to take his man into the boards, Sergei Zoltak. Comes to center ice. Mark Rogers across the arrow line, lost it. Laniel is back. Steers it near side. Lowen, first one there. He's pounded into the boards, and the Arrows bring it out at center. Here comes Maurice. Bring it across the Vegas line. Shouldered off the puck. Zoltak cleared to Sharples, and the Thunder bring it out at center ice. Peter Forentino down the right side. Shoots it into the Arrow zone. First one there is Darcy Lowen. Lowen trying to move it along, and here is Scott McCrory. Rolled it near side for Laniel. It's centered though away. Zoltak into the slot. Left side. Here's the shot. Dobson, the stick save as that came from the left point by Ruslan Saleh. And we're going to get our first penalty of the night as Darcy Lowen down in a heap with Scott McCrory. And Dennis LaRue, our referee, has a penalty. It's going to be a holding penalty, an obstruction hold to Scott McCrory, or no? Donnelly.
And I think that happened in front of the net. And you know, the reason why it happened is Las Vegas uses their defensemen so well. They keep feeding them back there and getting shots on goal from back there. And therefore, the defensemen in front, guys like Gord Donnelly, have to wrap their man up. And that's time he got caught for holding. So Donnelly will sit for 2 minutes. But a good shot from the point. And in front of the net, you'll see Donnelly's got Rogers in a headlock, and that was a good call by the referee, Dennis LaRue.
Is it their passing prowess that is keeping the goal down in the Arrows end so much, Mike?
Well, you know what? They're cycling the puck very well right now. Especially that shank line. They're cycling the puck. They keep reversing it, and they keep feeding the guys out in the slot, and they're getting a lot of chances from that.
Off the face-off, Thunder have it, a shot right on, stopped Dobson. Rebound picked up by Lefebvre. Patrice Lefebvre centered the shot, just hooked wide of the net. Back to a left wing board. It is Ruslan Saleh. Left side, a centered pass over to the right side. Lefebvre behind the net, looking for Bill Bowler. He's got Rogers in front. He's pounded by Pack, though. Now Rogers comes in there to grind down, then Pack takes a shot at Rogers. Play going on. Patrice Lefebvre looks in front. Rogers is right out in front. Top of the slot. The shot wide, and then the rebound gobbled up by Conroy and shot all the way down the ice.
The first hint of that black and blue matchup, Gordo.
Yes, and the power play ranked second in the IHL, 22.5%. Arrow penalty killing continues to struggle as they are at 19th. Out of 19 teams in the IHL, 73.3%. Shank across the line, shoots it into the Arrow end. Dobson trying to slow Jakes clear to the line. It's back out at center ice. 9:43 to go in the first. 1-0. The Thunder lead it on a Todd Simon goal. A minute remaining in the Donnelly Minor. Thunder have the puck. It's Greg Hoggood. Pass to Vladimir Siplikov. Turning center ice. Rink right pass. Gobbled up by Zoltak. Zoltak to Todd Simon. Sends it back. Danny Shank pursues in the corner. Worked it back to Todd Simon at the hash marks. Left circle. Looks in at Dobson. Waiting with 40 on the power play. Back to the line. It's controlled. Zoltak worked it back down Simon. He continues to dance along the circle. Puck down low. It was centered. The shot by Siplikov. Rejected like a bad habit from Dobson, and the puck is turned down. Back along the boards, Laniel trying to bank it out of there. Here's Siplikov. Siplikov trying to get it back to the line. Hoggett winding, shooting. Right on Dobson, the save, and he will hold on. Rob Dobson about 5 feet out in front with a nice save, and he holds on with 18 seconds left in the Donnelly Minor. 9 minutes to go in the first. Thunder lead at 1-0.
Adam, you can see why this Las Vegas Thunder power play is so successful. They're not afraid to shoot it from the point. Every chance they get, they feed one in front of the net. You got guys like Hoggood, who has a goal and 14 assists this year, lets one really fly as he gets. But first of all, Dobson makes a. Well, it did go off the defenseman's skate, so we thought Dobson got his toe on that. But you keep giving a team those kind of chances out in front, and they're going to score. But Hoggood with an excellent shot and an even better save by Dobson, and they're just going to keep feeding the puck to the front of that net. Dobson, little suspect on that first goal, but he's been sharp ever since.
He took a shot off his right shoulder in warm-ups today in the pregame skate, but I think the shot that hit him was in the left shoulder.
I'm not sure. The puck that went in was a kind of a end over end one, and those are tough to judge because they rise a lot faster than a puck that's laying flat on the ice.
Like, how would you know? You think he played goal before? Come on, who do you
You
think?
listen to this guy, you think he played the game.
I know. Who is he? Here come the Aeros as they've killed off the penalty. Teams at 5 aside. Puck shot into the Vegas end. Maurice far corner trying to move it out in front. Aeros trying to scoop it away. And it's cleared. Lefebvre to center, but Jim Pack hooks it back into the Vegas zone. Knocked down by Ruslan Saleh. Moves it out at center. And Richard will just fire it to an open wing, and Darcy Lowen will regroup in his own end. 8:15 to go in the first. A 1-0 Vegas lead, and now it is a pass at center ice, intercepted by O'Connor, and shot back into the Las Vegas zone. Puck near side, Lefebvre, a rink-wide pass, kicked away by Yo, and he turns it up into the penalty box. Play is whistled down. It's 1-0 Las Vegas with 8 minutes to go in the first, and we'll have more IHL action right after this.
It's $1 for 3 shots. You can register to win great lines.
Welcome back. Thunder leading 1-0. I feel like Casey Kasem's top 40 hits. This one, number 1. Oh! Pinned him like a poster child.
Hurt me.
That was Adam screaming, not the player. But I tell you what, that was a good hit by Pack, and that's what they need to be, is physical, especially down low.
That was a good hit. That was by Kasem, though. Is that bad or what? Oh, come on.
That wasn't top 40.
that was so low I had to look up to tie my shoes. My word. Let's get back to the action, and the Thunder shoot it back into the Arrow end. Icing the call as Jakes goes back with 7:51 to go in the first. The Thunder leading by a score of 1-0. And Jonesy, let's take a look at other games tonight in the IHL, as it is a very busy night. Of course, the weekends in the IHL.
Phoenix versus Atlanta tonight. Michigan taking on Cincinnati. Indianapolis at Detroit. Peoria visits KC. Chicago and Minnesota tangle. Fort Wayne versus Orlando, and San Fran at Utah.
The defending Turner Cup champion, now Utah Grizzlies, and you know, the NHL going to Denver, and the Denver Avalanche, or I should say the Colorado Avalanche, formerly of the Quebec Nordic. And that's why they had to move to Utah.
You got to take geography lessons.
Oh, but, you know, you look at the IHL. We can talk about this next break, the way it has really expanded into these great geographical locations. Puck controlled by Houston, down a goal at 1-0. Slivchenko shakes off a check, and that is going to be just a wee bit offsides and play whistled down. But, you know, you look at sports and the way things have gone, it's nice to see a league like the IHL and the way it's expanded.
Yeah, and the way it's come into Houston has been just a revelation for the Houston fans like me, born and raised here, a neophyte to the game of hockey. And we are being educated as we go, and it's been fun to watch the game grow here. Third in attendance last year, 11,000 plus a game. It's really taken hold.
And, you know, the thing is, it's just going to continue to grow, I think.
Absolutely. There's an appetite for it here in Houston.
Are you hungry then?
Give me some chili dogs.
I thought that's what you were eating.
That's right.
Puck controlled by Las Vegas. Rolled it back into the Aeros zone, and Mark Laniel has got it. Laniel, left side, banks it in, and a blocker save made by Reddick. Laniel's got it back. Base of the left circle. Hooked it down. Aeros trying to move it. Slivchenko. This is the line we've talked about, although they haven't really been able to generate anything in this period. But this hockey game still 1-0 in favor of Las Vegas. They looked offsides on that play, but the Aeros Zoo turned it over. Now Ken Quinney, base of the right circle. Quinney cutting behind the net, looks in front, centered the shot right on, and Dobson hugging the post like it was his own daughter, holds on. And he keeps it at 1-0 with under 7 minutes to go, Greener.
Well, you see a lot of the Las Vegas shots this period, or I should say even most of their chances are just like this one. The play comes from behind the net. It's a fed right out in front, and someone's wide open to take a slap at it. In that case, it was number 19, Jeff Ricciardi. And, you know, it doesn't matter who it is. You give that kind of opportunity, give them enough opportunities, and, you know, it's going to really do something.
Mike, how do you see the momentum gathering in this game so far for Las Vegas?
Right now, Las Vegas, a really good passing team, is got a lot of it just because they're forcing a lot of things.
Shot just wide, and the puck controlled by Las Vegas. Danny Shank waiting at the right hash marks, trying to find a man to go to. It's in a scrum. They grind it out. Shank to the line. Sharples wide, shoots, scores! Jeff Sharples, top of the slot, and it's a 2-0 Thunder lead.
Well, I tell you what, you don't want to give Jeff Sharples too many shots from the point. This year so far, he already has 2 goals and 2 assists. He's a go-to guy. He's got a heck of a slap shot. I mean, a lot of people will look at that and say, oh my goodness, he should have had that. But all his shots are low and inside the post. And if you watch this one, it's a cannon, and it's right inside the post. I mean, you can't even see it on the replay. That's how fast a shot it is. And, you know, you don't want to give him these kind of shots. And I mean, granted, you know, a lot of people say, oh, maybe a goalie should have a shot from the point, but when it's coming out of a cannon like that, those are tough to stop, especially low and inside.
Thunder jumping out to a 2-0 lead, and here's Danny Schenk right side. Centered one, the shot wide. This game's starting to look a lot like Michigan the other night. It was all K-Wings. Aeros didn't generate much in that first period, and that's how it's gone here so far. But you also remember how the outcome of that game turned. Puck controlled by the Thunder, left side Siplikov, worked on by Miles O'Connor. Ken Quinney, or make that to Mark Rogers that tried to get it out of there. He was bumped by Kevin Grant. They're skate to skate in the corner, then Grant kind of tripped up by Rogers. Play going right on. Puck base of the right circle, Aeros territory. It came out in front, but the Aeros turned it around, and here comes Scott Arneal. Arneal down the left side, across the line with Freer, but his pass a bit too far, and the Thunder turn it around. Rogers, long lead pass. Todd Simon, who's got a goal in the game, slips it down. Arneal's lost his stick, and now it is Jim Pack. Controlled by Yo. He was bumped by Lowen. Puck turned over. Aeros couldn't get it out of there, but a second effort is finally back to neutral ice. Scott McCrory sends it back into his own zone for Jim Pack. He's back in his own zone. Forecheck by Lowen, and then heads up, ripped it right into the Aero bench, and that'll keep a face-off in the Aero zone with 5:23 to go in the first. Thunder leading 2-0.
Well, I think the Aeros are going to have to start sending out hits like the Jim Pack one earlier on in this game. Right now, the Las Vegas Thunder are taking a lot of the play. They're really forcing, and they're skating in there with speed. I'm sure Terry Ruskowski is going to let his team know that in between periods.
You know, we talked about, as we look at Jeff Sharples, but a guy that got an assist on that was Greg Hawgood. And Hawgood, Jonesy, has always been a vaunted IHL offensive kind of defenseman.
Yeah, Hawgood has registered at least a point in an IHL high 9 straight games, so he comes in here riding a hot streak, Gordo.
2-0 Thunder. And Pack clears off the boards and heads up again. And so Jimmy Pack has put a couple of souvenirs into the Aero bench here.
Well, you know, you look at two guys, and we just mentioned two of them, Jeff Sharples and also Greg Hawgood. Greg Hawgood started his career with the Boston Bruins, eventually went to Edmonton and Philadelphia, and he's a heck of a find for the Las Vegas Thunder. I mean, he's got 15 assists this year, and he's really lightening it up, and he actually leads the league in as far as defensemen are concerned in points.
I think he also had a stint with the Pittsburgh Penguins as well. As a shot right on, Dobson stopped it, and Ken Quinney reversed it down low, picked up by McCrory, and he'll move to center. McCrory's pass taken right back by Patrice Lefebvre. Lefebvre dumped it into the Aero zone. Back is Mike Maurice. Maurice hooked it off the boards. It came to Yo, and it came out at center ice. Lefebvre back at center. Forecheck by McCrory. And now Jean-Marc Richard trying to bank it ahead. Right now, the Aeros need a goal just to kind of get their momentum going. They haven't had much in this first period. Here's Donnelly hooked down by Quinney. Play going right on. So obviously, here in the start, Dennis Leroux is going to let them play. Donnelly off the boards, near side Maurice. Maurice cleared it out, and now to Scott McCrory. Pass off the skates. Yo couldn't find the handle on it. And back to play it for Las Vegas is Ruslan Saleh. Got it out at center ice. Saleh got it right back, the left side, busting down, and Jakes with the hip check. Doing the hippie shake along the boards. A big hip check from Jakes, and down he went. The Aeros turn it around. Turgeon flying across the line, and a pass for DiPietro is off the mark, and Laniel's got to go back at center. Laniel, give it to Jakes. Right side, Turgeon off his stick. DiPietro couldn't bring it across the line, and the Thunder turn it around. Darcy Lowen for Greg Hawgood across the line. Goes into the slot, shoots, Dobson, right pad save, and Jakes will clear it. Under 4 minutes to go in the first, and the Thunder lead at 2-0. Riccardi shoots it into the Aero end. That is icing. Play halted. We take a timeout. Thunder lead at 2-0 with 3:48 to go. Darren, Mike, and I will be right back.
Back with you on Prime Sports. I'm Darren Jones with Adam Gordon and Mike Greenlay. Thunder lead the Aeros 2-0 with 3:48 left in the first. We will speak to Pierre Turgeon at the first intermission. He's been on a great line with Paul DiPietro and Vadim Slivchenko. Say that 3 times fast.
Well, we got to mention that it's his brother Pierre that plays in Montreal. We'll talk with Sylvain.
He's going to be mad at me.
You'll hear about that one. But we will talk with him in the first intermission. It's an easy mistake. His brother, the big scorer in the NHL, but Sylvain having his way also in the IHL, off to a great start. Puck into the Vegas zone, and it's controlled by the Thunder. Greg Hawgood moves it out at center and booms one into the Aero zone. Dobson tried to knock it down. Laniel couldn't find the handle. Here's a centering pass. Dobson Dobson stacked the pads and made a save. Dobson trying to pop back up. Thunder have it. Puck center. Shank shoots. Dobson stopped it. Rebound. And it's turned around. Aeros again. Seems like whenever they're hemmed in deep enough, Mike Greenley, they have trouble getting it out.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When you hit a player on the boards, you got to beat him back into the zone off the boards. Because if you're standing there and he's coming off the board skating into the zone, he's going to be wide open in front of the net. They got to beat their player off the boards.
Aeros with a penalty now, and I think they're going to have too many men on the ice, and they'll be short-handed.
I think right now Terry Jaskowski not very happy about that call, but also not very happy. The Aeros seem to be watching the puck a little bit. They seem to be not watching where the men are. They're like I said, the Thunder are doing a great job of cycling down low, and they just keep feeding that guy out in front. And I tell you what, I don't care who's in net, and I don't care who you're giving the chance to. I think Jonesy and I here, and maybe even you, Adam, could stand in front of that net and fire one home if we had enough chances.
So far, to the untrained eye, which I am, it seems like the Aeros are sloppy and listless. Was this how they were for the first period in Michigan?
They were not sloppy. They were slow out of the gate.
Okay.
They didn't have a lot of jump, which is what we've seen, but sloppy they were not.
It turned around.
It did, and there's no reason why it won't tonight. But they're going to have to change it. This is the second power play of the night for Las Vegas. On their last one, they did not score a goal, but they had 3 shots. Across the line, it's shot into the Aeros zone. Dobson tried to knock it down. Bill Bowler scooping down the right side, but Mark Freer cleared it. Thunder turning around in their own end. Ruslan Saleh worked one out at center, jumped on by Gord Donnelly, and he slides it into the end.
You know, you also have to consider the fatigue factor, as the Aeros had a pretty good trip. They had 1-game trip, but they went to Michigan. You fly in, you play, and you fly out early the next morning, so they might be feeling it in the legs a little bit. I look for a stronger second period, I bet.
Reddick in behind his net, slows it, and it's Jean-Marc Richard. A pass to center for Lefebvre, and a pass in. Bowler short in on goal, and a breakaway knocked away. Another shot. Dobson stopped it, and the Aeros turn it around. That's the first time we've seen that in a while. A breakaway, Greener.
Well, I tell you what, Dobson stood up a good job of the defenseman getting back too, as Bill Bowler got in there, and didn't really get a good shot thanks to the defenseman.
Danny Shank at center for Las Vegas. It hit the line and then was hit by O'Connor, and the Aeros come to center. McCrory shorthanded. Gallops across the Vegas line, a shot wide of the net, and there's 40 seconds left in the Vegas power play. It is Zoltak. Works one to Hoggood. Booms one into the Aero end. Dobson again can't get there. It came near side. Aeros finally turn it, but not out of the zone. And another penalty to Houston. Shot wide. Delayed call as Reddick comes to the bench. Extra attacker at Lefebvre, but finally the Aeros will get there. And Scott McCrory will play it with 22 seconds left in the too many men on the ice minor. But now another penalty to Houston will put them 2 men down with 1:22 to go. And sitting down is Miles O'Connor.
Well, Miles got his chicken wing up a little high on that hit there, and he's going to sit down for 2 minutes, and that'll give the Las Vegas Thunder 22 seconds of a 2-man advantage. They're probably licking their lips right now. Like we said, they're second in the league at 22%, and that's a pretty good power play. I mean, you know, you get that percentage up there, they're going to score sometime, and hopefully guys like Dobson can stand on his melon on this one, and Gord Donnelly and Jim Pack can start throwing their weight around in front of the net.
Gordo, you spoke with Terry Jaskowski before the game. He said he wanted more aggressiveness to kill the penalties. They're going to have to be ultra aggressive here.
Yeah, well, they've got their ultra unit out there with Pack and Donnelly defensively, and Scott Arniel to take the draw against Todd Simon. And the Thunder win the draw. It's picked up. Hoggood left point. Gives to Zoltak. Zoltak jammed it down. Siplikov waiting in the circle. Vladimir Siplikov to the line. The shot hooked wide of the net. Picked up by Siplikov. Turns it back. Right wing boards the Zoltak. Top of the slot. Now left side. Here's Hoggood. Jammed it down. Centered. Oh my word! A great save by Robbie Dobson. Oh, standing on his left aorta to come up with a nice save there. He will hold on. 2-0. The Thunder lead it. 2 seconds left in the first minor. 1:40 left in the O'Connor minor. 1 minute to go in the first, and another great save by Dauber.
Well, it's passed down to Simon, and Simon feeds it across to I think it was Siplikov. And God, what a save by Dobson, as it looks like, well, how good first he feeds Simon, but Simon kind of handcuffs his own player by getting it a little too close to his skates, and Siplikov didn't get it all, but I tell you what, Dobson got over there far enough to get a piece of that one.
I'll tell you, Robbie Dobson, Mr. Jones, having an outstanding first period, even though he's given up 2.
18 saves so far, Gordo.
Puck to the line. Hoggood walks in with a shot, deflected away. And now it is Arniel who shoot it right back down the ice.
Speaking of shooting, Adam, that's why the Las Vegas Thunder are so successful on their power play. They are not afraid to shoot it. If anyone gets an opening, they let it go.
Zoltok across the line, rolls over to Daniel Shank, centered, and it was deflected away. Siplikov may have gotten a piece of it in front. Thunder have it left side. It is controlled by Todd Simon. Simon at the hash marks, left side, cuts it down low, puck deflected away by Donnelly, chipped over to Al Conroy, and away the Aeros come. The second penalty is now down to 1:05. Freer across the line, shorthanded, trying to move it around, could not, and Siplikov cleared out at center. Give it to Simon across the line, looks for Siplikov, cuts it back, Simon down the right side, centered in front, it hits skates. Jake's trying to get it out of there, couldn't clear the zone. Right side, it's Zoltok, jammed it back for Simon, right back to Sergei Zoltok, hash marks, right side down for Simon, watched by Laniel, he was pounded into the corner, and Simon got it back to Zoltok. Line shoots no wood on it though, and it went to the far side. Hoggett centers it as the period comes to an end. So a very sluggish first period for the Houston Aeros, and for Rob Dobson and the boys in blue, that might have been the best sound they heard, that buzzer going on.
Well, it was very busy down in that end. I bet the Zambonis only have to run around that end of the ice because that's where all the play was. And Dobson did a good job, and they just have to start hitting a little more because right now the Las Vegas Thunder look like they're skating on Olympic-size ice, nice and big. They look like they have a lot of room out there.
All right, 2-0, the Thunder lead it, and Darren Jones and I will be back with a chat with Sylvain Turgeon. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Summit, everybody. Adam Gordon along with Darren Jones from KPRC Radio. 2-0, the Las Vegas Thunder leading the Houston Aeros, and we send it downstairs. We've got Sylvain Turgeon standing by. And first of all, this is, I guess, my first official time to really welcome you to Houston.
Yeah.
Welcome to Houston, Silly.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, that first period, you know, it seemed like it was a lot like that first period in Michigan. Their team's a little sluggish. Does it have to do with the ice? Why are the boys so tired?
Well, I think the first period is the way we've been playing right now. We're forcing with two guys, but off the side, there's always one guy open. I think the way we've been forcing the play is we didn't force right. We didn't play the smart way. I think we have to get back together and discuss the way we're going to play this period. And especially, we didn't hit as much as we should have, so we got to get more contact and slow him down and throw the puck in and work him down low. They've been doing that to us, and we've been struggling. So I think that we got to get back on the right track in the second period and do a little bit different things.
Sylvain, 6 goals, 5 assists on the new line with Slivchenko and Paul DiPietro. You guys feel as comfortable as you look on the ice?
I think we're a good skating team. We got to use our speed, our line especially. We've showed last game and the last few games. When we use our speed, we go to the net, we make things happen. And but we have to get control of the puck. You know, we have to get control and use that puck and go wide on them. But this first period, we didn't have control. I think we got to get the momentum on our side, regain control of the game, and by that is forcing them down low and really being aggressive on them and slowing them down, fishing our checks all over the ice. And that's the way we're going to turn this around.
13 years in the NHL, never a game of minor league hockey. What adjustments have you had to make in the IHL?
Well, you know, I came out with a positive aspect here. You know, my game hasn't changed. I've been a goal scorer. I have a lot of speed, so I got to use that. And I came here to help them in that aspect. And they needed a goal scorer, so I'm trying to help offensively as much as I can. And so far, the last few games has been going good, and we want to improve and get better. And obviously, we want to, as a team, finish really strong and make a good run of the playoff and have an exciting year.
Obviously, not. You feel the pressure coming in to score a lot of goals, but you know what must be nice is having a goaltender like Rob Dobson playing as well as he has been.
Exactly. I think we got to give him credit. He's been playing really well for us. And, you know, you need solid goaltending, especially in the playoff. And you build that during the season to keep it the momentum for the playoffs.
Sly, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, Sylvain Turgeon joining us in the first intermission. He's a fantastic hockey player to watch with his new line.
It's been fun, and to watch him in the new blue uniforms is especially fun.
Yes, it looks good. All right, 2-0, the Vegas Thunder leading the Houston Aeros, and we'll have more from the Summit after this.
Happy birthday celebrating with us in the Summit tonight, Paul Wajkowski, action 28.
Welcome back to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenlay, a 2-0 hockey game. The Las Vegas Thunder leading the Houston Aeros. And, you know, I was just kind of looking at the stats real quick. The Aeros only had 8 shots on goal. They really never tested Pokey Reddick in that period.
Well, you don't even want to look at the amount of the shots they did get were weak shots off the wing and a couple floaters from the blue line. They weren't kind of shots that are going to beat Pokey Reddick.
And turnovers seemed to be the key of that period. As we take a look at the highlights, it was a turnover that led to the Todd Simon goal.
Well, a turnover, and the reason is I think Miles O'Connor fell over, and then Todd Simon, I mean, normally Rob Dobson would have this one, but like I said, it kind of handcuffed him, it got up underneath his arm, and that puck kind of just wormed its way through right out inside. And you don't want to let Todd Simon have those kind of shots, but as you see the puck wobbling, as soon as he shoots it, up it comes, and I don't think Dobson was expecting a shot to come up that high, that quick. And that's what happens on an ice surface such as this right now. And like I said, the guy was complaining a little bit about the rough ice surface. And then you have a guy like Sharples, who had 20 goals last year as a defenseman. I mean, you don't let him have these kind of shots. Dobson normally would have come out, but boy, did he pull this puck out real quick. He gets it right here. Dobson didn't have a time to come out and stop it. Normally, Dobson would be about 2 or 3 feet out farther, and it would have helped him cut down the angle. But in this situation, he was back in his net, and Sharples loves that because he'll go low to the corner every time. But then a great save by Dobson here. Dobson backdoored. Simplakov doesn't get it all, but boy, did Dobson get his glove on that one. And it's a good thing Simplakov's not a stranger to scoring goals.
And I would venture a guess to say that even though it isn't the true Rob Dobson we've seen the last 3 or 4 games, he still had a strong period considering the amount of shots he faced.
Well, I don't know how many. I think he faced like 19, 20 shots or something like that. And he did make a lot of good saves. A lot of them were right in front, where guys were parked right in front. I would not want to be in there right now if I was a goaltender. He stood up very well considering that the 2 goals that were in. So he did well.
And if you're Terry Ruskowski, I mean, what are you telling the troops? I mean, you just got to tell them to come out and be a little more aggressive, I would assume.
Well, you heard Sylvain Turgeon, he talked about hitting. And the only way you slow a team like that down is to start hitting them. You hit them, if they're lying on their back, they're not going to score goals. They're not going to be able to break in your zone. They're also using the defensemen very well. So by hitting them, you'll slow the whole process down and then get the momentum going your way.
All right. It's a 2-0 hockey game. The Las Vegas Thunder leading, and we'll have more, including a look at the stats right after this. Welcome back to the Summit, along with Mike Greenlay and KPRC's one half of the Sports Nuts. Darren Jones going nuts with us tonight. I'm Adam Gordon. Thunder 2-0 leaders over the Houston Aeros, and let's take a look at those first period stats. And they're brought to you by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer. 2 shots on goal, or 2 goals, excuse me, for the Las Vegas Thunder. 19 shots on goal for the Thunder, only 8 for the Houston Aeros. Thunder 0 for 2 on the power play. Aeros yet to have him at advantage. New stat we're going to keep track of: body checks. Thunder with 3, Aeros with 9, and I think I hit Jonesy once in that period, so
slap Gordon with 1.
That's right. Give me 1. Penalties, obviously none for Las Vegas, 3 for the Houston Aeros for 6 minutes, Greener.
Well, you look at 9 hits for Aeros, and the reason why, and that actually is a little generous, I think. I mean, and the reason why it is at that number is because the Thunder were down in the opposition zone all period, and that's why there were so many hits there.
Tell you what, if I wanted to see a stat, I'd like to see turnovers.
That would be a very good one, because the Aeros did give a few pucks away.
All right, the Thunder leading the Houston Aeros by a score of 2-0, and we'll bring you the second period when we return. Thunder leading by a score of 2-0. These same 2 teams, Darren, go at it tomorrow. And you know, you were telling me you were feeling a little benevolent, maybe to have a guaranteed win night or something. What do you got for me?
Well, Adam, do you feel lucky?
I always do.
You can try your luck tomorrow as the Aeros take on the Vegas Thunder again tomorrow at the Summit. It's Imperial Palace, guaranteed win night. The Aeros want you to come to Las Vegas. We'll even guarantee it that if the Aeros win, everyone in the Summit, 21 and older, wins a free room in Las Vegas. That's tomorrow night. Be at the Summit to see the Aeros double down, split, and give the Thunder a real royal flush. Imperial Palace, guaranteed win night tomorrow night.
And I don't know, are you going to be here for that? I mean, would you like to go to Las Vegas? I know your counterpart on KPRC would be all over that.
Matt Thomas would be all over this, I can guarantee you that.
I tell you what, there's not a lot of guarantees in life. That's one of them. I'd be here tomorrow night.
Well, we are, but you can't do it. You're the one he's the guy on all the watch and wins that has to
He's the one who wants to call in. Half the time we're trying to get comments on goals and he's on the phone watching and winning.
Hey, if there's a phone in front of me, I'm going to use it.
Hey, while we got a chance, Jonesy, big day tomorrow. We'll be on with you on the Sports Nuts. Greener and I will be on with you from 7:30. Maybe we'll talk hockey on Aeros Magazine.
Yeah, we're going to wear our road blues tomorrow morning.
Yes, well, and if things go the way they have the past weeks, we'll be black and blue as well.
It gets out of hand, Mike. I hope you bring your helmet tomorrow night.
I hope there's not a lot of hitting in that booth. I don't think those booths are that big.
No, but you'll need your bulletproof vest because there'll be some shots fired, I'm sure.
We do get out of hand.
Don't walk to any metal detectors because there's so many knives in our back. Is that it?
All right, well, speaking of black and blue, the Aeros need to continue to work with their blue and try and dent the scoreboard. They trail 2-0 as we get started for the second period. And the Aeros, Scott McCrory against Bill Bowler. Aeros win the draw. Bowler and McCrory kind of look at each other, but play goes on and Pack hammers it into the Las Vegas zone. Eldon Pokey Reddick out to slow, and keep that name in the back of your mind because I'm sure it's in the back of the Aeros' mind. They want to test him a little more in this period. Lefebvre streaking through the neutral ice zone, brings it in, now turns with a shot right out in front, and it was pushed away by Pack. Hoggood's got it, right point for Las Vegas to Jean-Marc Richard, left side, the shot right on. Dobson stopped the rebound, came out in front, and the Aeros clear it down the ice. There's 11 seconds left in the Miles O'Connor penalty, 2-0 Las Vegas.
Shots on goal really the key stat of the first period. It seems very lopsided, 19-8 in favor of the Thunder. Only the third time in 31 periods Houston has allowed 19-plus shots on goal in a period.
Where do you come up with this stuff? Puck controlled by the Aeros, and it's cleared out at center ice.
The guy's a walking almanac.
Puck is back down into the Aeros zone, and Dobson slows. Penalties over, teams at 5 aside, and now it's Jim Pack. Left to right he comes. Quick pass out to the left side for Mark Freer. It goes down into the Las Vegas zone. Icing indicated as the Thunder touch. Icing the call, and they'll bring the face-off back down into the Aeros zone with a 2-0 Las Vegas lead. A minute gone in the second period.
You know what, Adam? You look at the shots on goal, but you look at who's getting the shots. You give a guy like Siplikov 4 shots that period. You give a guy like Shank 3 shots. You give a guy like Hoggood 2 shots. I mean, their goal scorers are getting the shots on goal. And sure, like I said, you don't have to be a very good shooter if you're the kind of guy that's going to shoot it right from the slot. But a lot of these guys are getting chances. Siplikov played in Fort Wayne, and of course went really well with a guy like Purvis, who's now in
Frisco, I
believe in San Francisco. That's right. And you give these guys those kind of shots, and they're going to put the puck in the net. I don't care what. The Aeros have to kind of close down that slot right now because that's a tough area to give shots up from.
Face-off controlled by Las Vegas and went off of Vegas stick and out of play, and they'll face it off again about a foot inside the Aero blue line. Or no, they'll bring it out, don't they? What am I thinking? It comes out.
It does come out because the Las Vegas Thunder drew it right back, and he drew it up right over the boards. And I think they're going to get a full change. You're going to see Turgeon, you're going to see Slivchenko, and you're going to see DiPietro out there now. And hopefully these guys can start generating some offense. I know the whole team is kind of counting on them to do a lot of the offense.
Jonesy, what's more important, the puck or the food there?
The food, always.
Always?
Always.
All right. It is DiPietro. And it's controlled by Las Vegas and shot back into the Aero zone, and Dobson out of the net, rolled Turgeon. He was bumped off the puck, and now Hoggood right side puts it up over the glass and out of play. You know, Jonesy, one interesting thing, we talked about the big penalties between these two teams. Las Vegas has played very disciplined after the first period.
Yeah, they have. Other than the big hit by Pack in the first period, it's been a quiet game on the bully front, and I expected more till now.
Chris, you're just about to say Chris McSorley, and a lot of times he instigates his players into taking that bully method, but that's usually when they're down. When they're up, you're not going to see him send any guys out there to do any roughing anybody up.
And they don't have the two main guys in Rhett Tremblay and Sasha Lakovic. They're not even here to really do that. And I'm not saying they don't have tough guys. I mean, they've got some tough guys if they had to. I mean, Darcy Lowen, maybe one of the hardest working players in the IHL. I mean, he was voted Rookie of the Year for the Ottawa Senators. Puck brought in by DiPietro, dropped it back, Slivchenko. Slivy cutting to his left, wide, shoots right on, and Reddick, stop it, Sylvain Turgeon poked it home on the rebound. Aeros on the board, it's a 2-1 hockey game.
You know, and I'm surprised Pokey Reddick isn't complaining to the referee, because Pokey Reddick had that underneath his pad, and he didn't have it solidly, but he had it long enough that I'm surprised Denner LaRue didn't blow the whistle. A good shot by good shot by Slivchenko, and actually I'm wrong. He didn't have a control of it. It was loose, and a good job by Turgeon to poke that one in.
We talked to Turgeon in between the periods, and he told us exactly why this line is so successful. You saw an example of it there.
They went to the net. That's exactly right. You get guys like Slivchenko shooting the puck. Look where the other two guys were. They were standing on either side of Pokey Reddick. Pokey Reddick makes a save but doesn't control the rebound. And you know what? Turgeon is all over that, and he pokes it by him. And well, they're coming back at him. I'm glad to see a good effort starting off in the second period.
Puck control by Miles O'Connor, moving down the left side. He chipped it out at center, and here come the Aeros trying to bring it ahead. Ooh, just a little offsides, and they'll bring the face off to center ice. A bouncing puck that, if it's not bouncing, maybe it doesn't throw the Aeros off time.
I tell you what, Adam, you get a guy on line like this, you get one goal like that, you never know. The whole team might react properly, and they'll just jump on the bandwagon there, and hopefully it'll be like in Michigan. They were down 2-0. Next thing you know, it was a hard-fought battle all game, but they came out with a victory.
It is Kevin Grant at center ice. Booms one into the Las Vegas zone. Reddick stopped it behind the cage. It's rolled away, and now Scott Arniel trying to jam it down for Freer. Freer watched in front. He centered. It was hitting skates, and then Reddick makes the catch. That'll retire the side with 2.5 gone in the second period. 2-1 the Thunder lead. Just trying to make you feel a little at home in a little baseball, Jonesy. Tell you what, you're probably looking forward to tomorrow night with the Braves taking on the Cleveland Indians, but I'm sure your other thoughts will be here tomorrow with the Aeros and the Thunder, right?
That's right. I want a guaranteed win for the Indians, so we'll go 7.
Oh, I'm sure you'd love that. Are you pulling for the Indians?
Absolutely. Love those new unis. Love Jacobs Field.
What about you?
Well, I tell you what, I'm kind of indifferent, but some of my friends actually, when Atlanta were in town, said that they have tickets to the game, Game 7, so they're rooting for anybody to get it to Game 7.
Here's Miles O'Connor for Houston behind the cage, looking for a pass, and now Freer's got it for Houston. We've got a grapple between Richard, it's Miles O'Connor, and a shot. Score! What a goal! The Aeros tie it at 2. I was so distracted watching the play in the corner. The puck all of a sudden down in front, and this hockey game is tied at 2.
I tell you what, I think Pokey Reddick was distracted by that as well. I think he thought the play was going to be whistled down, but Miles O'Connor stepped away from it, away from Richard, and Pokey Reddick was standing right on his goal line, and Conroy just picks up the puck, walks across the slot, and he lets one fly, and it goes right inside the post. Look where Pokey Reddick's standing right on his goal line. When you're a small goaltender, the last thing you want to do is stand on your goal line. You give him too much net to shoot at.
Al Conroy's second goal of the year.
Al Conroy getting a monkey off his back again, and I think, you see that line producing a little bit now, and that's positive signs. You got both your lines producing.
Conroy gives it to Freer. Here they come again. Freer right side, centered, and a shot goes wide as Conroy just slipped it wide of the cage. Aeros roll it down behind the net. It's amazing how a goal will turn a team around. After a dismal first period, the Aeros have come out and jumped back into this game and tied it at 2. Now the Thunder with a chance, 2-on-1 the other way. Here's the chance, the shot. Dobson save, rebound, score! Greg Hoggood. And the Thunder come back, and they take a 3-2 lead.
Well, I tell you what, in characteristic form, as Dobson likes to come out and cut down that angle, Hoggood does one better, and he keeps going around him. And poor Gord Donnelly trying to play goalie in there. They flew one up over Donnelly's glove. You see Hoggood, he fakes a shot, and there's Dobson. Dobson loses his footing and goes right around, and there you see Donnelly trying to make the glove save. And I don't know how much goaltending Donnelly's done, but they beat Dobson, then they go around, and they beat Donnelly on the glove side. But he almost got that. If he'd had a real goalie glove, I think he'd have snagged it.
Game close.
Should Dobson have been that far out, Mike?
Well, you know what, and you watch Pokey Reddick, he'll do the same thing. It's a style that they live by, and in this case, they get burned by sometimes.
Puck is in front. Thunder trying to clear it. We're going to get a penalty on the Las Vegas Thunder, and I'll tell you, we can almost get to it. Now, wait a minute. Did we get a whistle? The crowd thinking it's a goal, but I thought we had a whistle.
I don't think Denny Lewis could call that one. I think the crowd got a little excited. Actually, I got a little excited myself.
All right, we got a break in the action. 3-2, the Thunder lead it. We'll be back with the Aero power play after this.
Back with you with Aeros Hockey. Thunder lead at 3-2. Jeff Sharples in the box for hooking. Mike, a little more on the Dobson play.
Well, a lot of goalies will come out and they'll set themselves. They'll stop. But Dobson kept going on that play, and Hoggood walked around him.
Las Vegas has killed 28 of the last 32 power plays, so they're adept at killing this power play for the Aeros.
Face off left side of Pokey Reddick, and the Aeros have the draw, trying to tie the game at 3. Puck in behind the net. Hoggood had it for Las Vegas. Bounced one to the line. Held Laniel. Aeros have it. Slivchenko. Quick pass around the boards. Turgeon pursues. Sylvain Turgeon jammed it down. Hoggood is there. He tried to clear it. Could not. Second effort to the line out at center ice. Aeros have it. Mark Laniel center circle. Forechecked on the play by Todd Simon. Back in his own zone. Laniel drifting back, and he'll just set up behind the net. Great forechecking by Todd Simon. Aeros move the puck up. First power play of the night. They're 13.9% in the IHL. That's 18th in the eye. Puck to Turgeon. Shoots. Shot hit the side of the net. Puck controlled by Vegas, and they'll move it out at center ice. Lefay had his pocket picked by DiPietro. He must have been walking it downtown alone, and now it is taken by Slivchenko. He's hauled down. No penalty call. Play going on. O'Connor holds at a right point. Well, Slivy trying to draw the penalty. More like he helped his own cause there, taking a bit of a haul down, but play moves on. Turgeon bring it down right side for DiPietro. Lost the handle. Clear to the line, not out. Second effort out at center, and DiPietro has to regroup. Pass to the left side for Laniel, and he spanks it into the Las Vegas zone where Reddick came out of the net, and he will leave it in behind the cage, and the Thunder turn and clear it down. Jeff Riccardi. Now it's controlled by Houston. Fourth best IHL penalty killing belonged to the Thunder. 86.9%. Turgeon at the point. Turn the puck over. And here come the Thunder. 2-on-1 shorthanded. Quinney in on goal. He turns, shoots, and he hooked it badly to the far side. And now Slivchenko's got a chance if he can hustle. Slivy blasted off the puck, and the Thunder clear it. It is picked up Lefebvre. Another 2-on-1. Quinney in on goal. Shoots. Stop Dobson as it was Rogers, not Quinney. It was 22 Rogers, and Dobson made the save. Aeros definitely having trouble on this power play. They've given up two-on-one rushes, and now they get the puck in, but it's controlled back by the Thunder. Clear to the line, and down the ice it goes.
Adam, you have to watch one thing about the Las Vegas Thunder. They have 6 shorthanded goals this season already. That's only after 10 games, so they have to be careful with these guys.
Arneal the other way. Arneal moving down the left side, centered. Freer moving in. He's knocked down, and we're going to get a penalty to the Las Vegas Thunder for interference. And the Aeros are going to be on the power play once again with 14:10 to go in the second. 3-2 Vegas.
Well, Ruzan Saleh had to haul down Freer, who was driving to the net. And he'll go off the ice, and that'll give the Aeros a little more extension on their current power play, which is, well, actually their current power play was over, but it'll give them an extension anyways. It'll give them the puck possession that they want. They got to be very careful, though, like I said, with this team. The Las Vegas Thunder are very adept at getting goals on the short-handed side, and they have 6 already this season.
I'll tell you what, normally you like to look at saves by the team that's on the power or on the penalty kill, but it's the Aeros on the power play where Dobson had to make some saves.
He had to make 2 right there, and 2 very good ones, as Quinney's not a guy you want walking in all alone. He's got 10 goals already this year.
3-2 Las Vegas, 2 minutes up on the board to Ruslan Saleh. Aeros on their second power play of the night. Here's Conroy behind the cage. Jammed it back to the line. It's O'Connor. One-time shot ricocheted wide of the net by Todd Simon. Bank it back to the line. Miles O'Connor spanked it down for Scott Arneal. Waiting. Turns it down. Conroy tried to center it. He's belted by Riccardi, but Freer's got it back. Base of the left circle. Off the boards to the left side. Laniel keys it up. Shoots. Block. And here come the Thunder. It is Daniel Shank on a breakaway. Wait, shoots. Stopped by Dobson. Oh, man, what a save. I think that might have hit the post as well.
It did hit the post, and Denny LaRue had his hand out signaling a goal, but he took a second look and didn't call it.
Dobson comes out to play it. Aeros have given up 3 outnumbered rushes now in their last 2 power plays. Here come the Houston Aeros. Left to right, O'Connor across the line looking for Conroy. It's pushed away by the Thunder and cleared down the ice.
And of course, you know that the Aeros have given up 2 power play goals in their last 2 games as well, Adam.
It is O'Connor who shoots it in. It will bounce to the near side. Sharples couldn't clear it. It came near side. And why do we have a whistle? Oh, we got someone shaken up.
Miles O'Connor went down on that play. I'm not sure what happened. He's talking to somebody. And it's going to be a penalty. Wow, did he ever take one on the nose? I think that's going to be probably a cross-checking. Wouldn't be surprised if it was a 5-minute, and it is. And I think Fiorentino's going to be out of the game after this one. I think he punched him. I'm not sure if we got a replay on that. I don't know if we really want one. But Miles O'Connor takes one right on the schnoz.
It was behind the play.
It certainly was. He really didn't. Like I said, we were watching the play. We didn't see what happened. But all of a sudden, Miles O'Connor was down on the ice holding his face. And but you know, this helps the Aeros. It gives them a 5-minute power play.
And for the other thing, Jonesy, is it gives the Aeros a chance to get the momentum back because they're going to have a 2-man advantage for 54 seconds.
Yeah, they've given up 3 shots in the last 2 power plays. What is it about Las Vegas, guys, that they are so aggressive at killing these penalties? But not only killing, but being aggressive on them.
Well, they are aggressive, and they, like you said, they hold their stick out in the passing lanes, and then they block a lot of shots, things like that. And then they have guys breaking, and they hit guys like Daniel Shank blocked a shot, and away he went. Dobson,
again, good passing, right?
Again, good passing, tape to tape, and a good job defensively. And Chris McSorley would have liked to have seen a goal on one of those opportunities, but Dobson was great again. And then, of course, this penalty coming up, which will give the Aeros 54 seconds with a 2-man advantage. After that, they'll have 4 minutes, 4 minutes and 6 seconds of a major penalty, which means they can score as many goals on that power play as they want, and the player will still sit in the box.
But a 2-man advantage for 54 seconds. If they can score, that first penalty would come off. Puck controlled though by Las Vegas off the draw. They will clear it to the line and out at center. And here come the Thunder, and I don't believe it. A penalty coming up to the Aeros.
And a good call by Daniel Leroux. I mean, you can't. You know what? I'm not sure why Maurice hooked foot forward. I think it was Zoltak who was breaking into the zone, and Maurice just hooked him, and he had to defense him back. I think Laniel was already back, so I don't think it was really necessary for him to hook him. As you see Laniel breaking into the zone there, it might have been Jake's, I'm not sure, but I don't think Maurice needed to hook him that hard. And you know, that evens it up right there. And you know what? When you get a penalty like that, like a 5-minute major, and you have the opportunity, you got to watch yourself, because you know the referee's going to be looking to kind of maybe even that one up a little bit. And so this is what happens as Maurice sits in the box, and I believe it's hooking. And Terry Ruskowski, not sure where the momentum's going right now.
Face off at center, so we'll go 4-on-4 for 46 seconds, or excuse me, 4-on-3 for about 46 seconds. Then we'll go 4-on-4 for a bit, but the Aeros will still have a bit to work on that power play. But again, not the most disciplined play by Mike Maurice. Like you say, I think Laniel was back and he didn't know it. Puck shot down. But again, you know, in all fairness, this is such a game that moves so fast, and it's so hard to read and react. And one thing I think you can respond to, Jonesy, is in football they talk about how quickly as a linebacker or a receiver or a defensive back how you have to read and react. Puck picked up by Turgeon, cutting in with a shot, stopped by Reddick. It looked like he tried to go 5-hole, and Reddick covers up and holds on.
He did go 5-hole, and it was a good quick shot as Reddick was moving on the play. And Reddick squeezed the pads and covers it up. I mean, he was very quick to cover that one up as Turgeon got in and got a good shot away. It was close in, and Reddick, watch how quickly he covers that up. No, you're not getting another one, because Turgeon scored the first goal just like that, jumping on a loose rebound.
Sylvain Turgeon has a goal in this game, along with Al Conroy, but 3-2 Las Vegas. There's been so many turnovers by Aero players in this hockey game. And right now, Dobson has held them in for the most part. Puck controlled by Houston. Miles O'Connor. It is controlled at a point. Worked it down for Turgeon. Puck back to the line. Jakes tees it up. Lets the shot go. It was stopped in front. Loose in front. Aeros couldn't jump on it. Now the first penalty is over for a side. And then coming in there to play was Ruslan Saleh. Thunder clear it down the ice. No icing, though, as they say the Aeros could have played it. We're 4-on-4 for 1:04. And then the Aeros will be back on the power play for about 2 minutes or so. And that'll be score at will. Jakes right side across the line with Turgeon. Jakes turning right side, bumped by Mark Rogers. Now it's DiPietro's trying to slide one out in front, but the Thunder will move it out. Riccardi at center ice, rolled one for Lowen across the line. Lowen pulls up, getting set to the line, and it's intercepted by DiPietro. He's got a chance. DiPietro over the line, shoots, and he hammered it wide of the net. Puck to the near side. It's clear to the line, not out, and we're going to get a whistle and another penalty. We'll sort it out when we return. 3-2 Las Vegas. We'll be right back. Houston Aeros trailing 3-2. They had a marvelous chance, Mike Greenlee, to really get back into this game, maybe not only tie it, but take the lead with a 2-man advantage. But right now we've seen 2 very undisciplined plays by the Aeros. Mike Maurice and now Paul DiPietro in the box for high sticking. And that's going to leave really about a minute for the Aeros to do something on that 5-minute major, pending they don't take another. Off the face-off, Thunder go back into their own zone.
And it's controlled by Greg Hoggood. Hoggood scampers to center ice. From right to left he comes. Pass right wing boards Todd Simon. Slicing through the check of Pack. He dumped the puck in. Donnelly trying to tip it away from Siplikov. And it's rolled over for Al Conroy. He takes a bump from Vladimir Siplikov. Picked up by Gord Donnelly for Houston. Trying to reverse it along the boards. And he sends it to Jim Pack. Over to Al Conroy. Thunder on the power play for about another 6 seconds or so. Conroy, nice pass. Pack couldn't handle it, but he played it off a hop. Lets the shot go, and a stick save made by Reddick. Now Maurice back out on the ice. We're 4-on-4 for a minute 23, and then the Aeros will have a power play for about a minute 11. Puck into the Arrow end. Back to play it. Jim Pack in the far corner. Watched by Todd Simon. Rolls it to Gord Donnelly. Donnelly, right side for Mike Maurice. He will turn it out at center for Scott Arneal. Arneal across the line, trying to find a man to pass to. Sliding through the check of Riccardi. Maurice comes speeding in. Maurice trying to leave it for Arneal. Puck behind the net. In there, Maurice trying to tip it through Hoggood's check, but Riccardi is there. Rolls it near side Simon, and he will hammer one all the way to center ice. Back is Miles O'Connor. O'Connor turning in his own end. A pass to Scott Arneal. Give it to Maurice. Trying to hit the line. He lost the puck, and it shot right back down the ice. O'Connor plays it, and icing the call. There's 40 seconds left in the DiPietro minor, and the Thunder leading 3-2, and I'm sure fans at home wanting to know a little about season tickets, Jonesy.
I've got that information for them. Houston Aeros season ticket package is on sale now for the 95-96 season. Avoid the draft and list today in the Aero Force. Call 627-AERO. Join the Aero Force and get ready for the battle of a lifetime. That's 627-AERO.
And a face-off coming to the left side of Melvin Pokey Reddick. And hi guys, you got your season ticket. I bet you those two have. 10:09 to go in the second period, so we're at the halfway point of the hockey game. Thunder up 3-2. If you're just joining us, Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenley, and my pleasure to bring in Darren Jones from KPRC Radio, and I should say KSEV. I haven't said that.
That's right. Just say the mighty Super Talk, and you'll cover it all.
There you go. Puck control by Las Vegas. And the Thunder get it to the line, not out. Jakes held it in, and then it was stripped away and came back out at center. Jakes turning in his own end, just missing O'Connor with a pass. Freer trying to play it. Aeros just trying to gather in the puck, cannot, and Ken Quinney turns it around. Quinney right side, looks in front, center to Lefebvre. The shot hit Dobson in the helmet. That's using your head, baby, and away the Aeros come. It is O'Connor across the line. Over to Freer right side. Sidesteps a check. Now Slivchenko ready to go. And he slapped the shot just wide. Now the Aeros on the power play for a minute 20. Jake's top of the slot. It's a score at will penalty, but it's poked away by Quinney, and down the ice it goes. Dobson comes out of the net, and Steve Jakes will go back to play it. Well, this has not been the power play that the Aeros showed in the Michigan game. It has struggled, and though it has been short-lived by numerous penalties that they've taken. Puck brought in offsides, and the face-off will be brought back to center with under a minute to go. In the high-sticking major to Peter Forentino. 9 minutes to go in the second. 3-2 hockey, and by the way, Forentino got a game misconduct, but boy, I'll tell you what, don't go shopping for a melon at the grocery store. Dauber picked out the best one on this play.
Talk about heads up.
Well, good pass by Quinney as he sees a streaking, I think it was Lefebvre, and Dobson just takes that one off the helmet and shoulder, and a good save as he came across. I mean, the defensemen have to watch those players slipping in behind him, especially guys like Lefebvre, because Lefebvre's got a lot of speed. You got to watch what your I guess opponent's doing away from the puck as well.
20 years ago, if you played this game, can you believe playing it without a helmet?
Ouch.
Would you have done it?
No.
Mike looks like he played without a helmet.
Oh, the new guy with a shot.
Okay.
it's starting now, folks.
File that one away.
You're in trouble now, Jonesy. Puck in behind the net. And Conroy rolls it over to Turgeon. Right side. Slides it down. Arneal to the line. It's worked down for Turgeon. Half a minute to go in the power play, but the Thunder have it, and they'll clear it out at center ice. 23 seconds left in the man advantage for Houston. Puck down into the Vegas zone. Turned around by Lowen. Banked it off the boards and cleared it back down into Houston Aero territory. Gord Donnelly back in his own end. A pass off the stick of a rushing Mark Rogers, and the Aeros have to go back. Donnelly pass for Arneal. Sends it back Conroy. Gives it right back to Arneal. Lowen and Donnelly going at it a little bit. Puck brought into the Las Vegas zone, and it's tipped away by Las Vegas. The major is over, and teams are now at 5 aside. Aeros, I don't think, got maybe but one shot on goal in the entire power play package that they had. Puck controlled by Houston. It is Gord Donnelly. Sends it back to Jim Pack in his own zone. Left side, a pass for Maurice. He's run off the puck by Sharples, and it's turned around by Las Vegas, and it's Blaine Moore. Moore along the boards trying to move it up there, but Donnelly reversed it into Las Vegas territory where Rennick will slow. Jean-Marc Richard in his own end, playing peekaboo with the Aero checkers. Slams it near side for Moore, and he'll go to center ice. Left side Fowler trying to get by Donnelly. He did. Sends one in front and a pass behind Moore. Make it Fowler rather, and now met by Scott McCrory, who's all over his case like a bad attorney, and then finally he falls on top of the puck, and play is whistled down. 3-2 the Thunder. 7:13 to go. We'll be right back.
3-2 Thunder, and we just had a little bit of thunder on the ice as Donnelly got into it with Ricciardi, and Donnelly has been kind of looked like he was getting a little mad there previously, and he laid a couple hits looking for maybe some action, and Ricciardi really stepped in there with him, and Heroes was what you had there was Lowen finishing his check on Donnelly. Donnelly eventually gets up. He's not very happy about it. Checks the referee, and then boom, lays one back on Lowen. And then later on, he took someone else on, and finally he found his man with Ricciardi, and he laid him down on the ice like a cheap rug.
Is that odd for it to break out during a stoppage of play?
Well, these guys don't wait for TV.
Yeah, then they know we were in a break.
Yeah, what's their problem?
Like I said, these guys don't play to the cameras. They take care of things no matter when it is. And Donnelly took care of Ricciardi there pretty easily. And you don't want to get in a fight with Donnelly unless you're a legitimate heavyweight. And he's not very happy. He's going to get, I think maybe I think he might get the instigator. I'm not sure, but he's not very happy about something. He might be getting the extra call on this one.
Arrows up and down on their power play, and we've got just a little over 7 minutes to go in the second period. Not much generated in the shot department.
No, Terry Ruskowski cannot be pleased. Just one shot this period for the Arrows on goal. They gave up 3 shots, and the Vegas team was shorthanded.
That can't be right. They had it as a stat. They scored 2 goals, so they've got to add that to it. Maybe they're saying 1 save because they had 8 after the period. And they've got 9 according to the stat they're handing us, but they've scored 2 goals, so maybe I should change that.
Maybe it was a phantom shot.
Yeah, that stat can't be right.
But
that's
Adam,
my fault. I handed it to you also.
Adam, what we touched on before the game started even is the bad blood history between these 2 clubs. It's finally showing up here in the second period.
You think maybe it'll continue?
Oh, I do. I just have a hunch. I think it's a gut feeling.
If it stays like this, it'll be interesting to see down the stretch. I mean, if this game were to get out of hand, I think there's no question. We'll have to see what happens as the game progresses. 33 total penalty minutes between the 2 tonight. Last year, they combined in the little 6-game series 735 penalty minutes. Not bad. Long way to go to that. Puck controlled by Grant, and away the Arrows come to center. We're 5 on 5 rather, as one of the Arrows knocked down. It was Yo, and here's a chance for Maurice, but he pulled it from behind. That is offsides, and the faceoff brought to center with 7:02 to go in the second. Thunder lead at 3-2.
Well, you see Mike Yo got hauled down on that last play a little bit, and he wasn't too happy about that, but the puck still eventually went into the Thunder zone. But like you said, Mike Maurice pulled it offside. It's good to see this line trying to generate some offense right now with speed.
Off the draw, the Thunder have it. Greg Hoggood reversed it along the boards. It's controlled by Malgunas, trying to scoop it down, and away the Arrows come. Right side, Siplikov across the line. Cutting in, centered, Hoggood again hit the helmet. Rebound just goes wide, and the net becomes dislodged. Wow, that is the second time Rob Dobson is hearing the Liberty Bell right off the old beam, and the Arrows a little lucky there. It is amazing, Mike Greenlay, the way that the Thunder jump into the holes and what looked like a 1-on-2 to start immediately was a 3-on-2.
Well, you'll eventually see Greg Hogwood come into the late part of this picture. Here he is right here with the big one-timer, and I think that caught a bit of Dobson's face mask or his arm, and then the rebound slides right by the post. But you can't give a guy like Hogwood this kind of shot, and it did right off the forehead.
They're lucky it didn't go in here.
You know what? Those masks that the goalies wear, they're made out of Kevlar. It's a type of fiberglass, and it's very I mean, they put layer upon layer upon layer, and it's light, but it's very protective. And I tell you what, you still get, it's like bulletproof, but you get hit in the head, it still rings your bell. I don't care what.
You know, Jonesy, like when you go to an Astros game, they show you where the pitches have been the last on a batter. They ought to have where the shots have hit Dobson tonight. It'd be covered with dots.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jerry Cheevers used to paint a little scar on his mask every time he got hit in the face, and his mask was covered. By the end of his career, his mask was covered. And I think that mask might be in the Hall of Fame right now.
He's now a scout for the Boston Bruins, but he was a longtime color analyst for the Hartford Whalers. Puck brought in by the Thunder. A right side shot by Hoggood blocked, and Jakes takes over. And now Jakes off to center ice. Jakes at the neutral zone. Lead pass Turgeon, and the Aeros offsides. You know, the timing tonight was just the thought of Houston.
Well, like you said, they're trying to do what happens in some situations is you find the team starts to try and do things individually, and when you stop doing things as a team, you usually find yourself in trouble.
Some extracurriculars here from Pack and Simon, so we are seeing an escalating of the activities here.
Danny Shank wanting it
there.
And I'm not surprised to see Shank in the middle
Steve
of all that.
Jakes.
But you know what, this could turn ugly, and in such a tight game like this, it would be a tough. That's why you see both teams not really stepping into it as far as they want to, because with a game this close, it could mean power plays for either team.
Shank going to the box as well as Steve Jakes. I don't know if these are 2s or 10s, but I see unsportsmanlike conduct being called, so that'll be 2. And Steve Jakes will be gone for a couple of minutes, along with Danny Shank, who started or played most of the season last year in Detroit, and played part of the year with the Minnesota Moose.
We see Patrice Lefebvre and Al Conroy talking it over. You were talking about the little big man. He is everywhere on the ice for this Las Vegas Thunder team.
That's why they love him in Las Vegas, and he's exactly like an Al Conroy. I think he's got a little more offense than Al will provide, but I think Al provides a lot more in toughness and in leadership. But both are small guys, though, that lead and in big ways, but also in different ways.
Well, Patrice Lefebvre can also put the puck in the net, so you add speed with. He doesn't have very good, I like to say, I don't know if it's a word, he doesn't have very good hitability.
It is now.
Because you can't hit this guy. He's small and he weasels in and out. I mean, this guy would probably skate right between your legs and you wouldn't even know it. But I tell you what, when it gets to the end of the play, he usually results in a goal off the end of his stick. So he's a tough guy to hit and a tough guy to protect against.
Puck controlled by Houston, and it's Miles O'Connor. Sends one up for Sylvain Turgeon across the line with DiPietro. Turgeon trying to move in. He was knocked off the puck, and a penalty coming up. Then DiPietro got the elbow up, but they'll call the holding call. And the Aeros will be on the power play with 6 minutes to go in the second period. Thunder lead at 3-2. And Greener, I want to ask you a question. This is just something I'm seeing. It seems like every loose puck belongs to a Thunder here in this hockey game. Most times I'm noticing here in this period.
Well, they're driving for the puck, and there you see on the replay, Saleh gets his second holding or second interference call of the game. But yeah, that's right. I mean, you got to put yourself in position to get those loose pucks, and you have to have a little bit of a jump and a little bit of a knowledge of where the puck's going to go after it hits the goalie, hits the boards, or something like that. And one thing about if a team is sharp, you'll see things like them jumping on the puck before the other team. It has all have to do with puck possession, and right now Las Vegas has a lot of it, even though the score is only 3-2.
Face off left side of Pokey Reddick. Aeros getting another chance on the power play. Let's see how they do. O'Connor to the right side, Arneal. Scott Arneal at a right point, top of the slot, rolled it left side. O'Connor back to Arneal. Quick pass intercepted by Hoggood, and he turns it up to the right side, and it's Sergei Zholtok, just shoots it right back down the ice. So the Aeros moving in behind the net, and it's Miles O'Connor who will play it. O'Connor moves to center. O'Connor through the neutral zone, and then he lost an edge. Down he went, and the Thunder have another breakaway. Short-handed. It is Richard, centered, score! Sergei Zholtok. It is now 4-2 Las Vegas, and again, another turnover by the Aero defense, but Scott Arneal thinking it might have been a penalty, but they're not going to call it.
Well, Miles O'Connor was tripped up on the play, and as he came to center ice, he has poke checked, and you know what? That is tripping. That's a blatant tripping call, and what it results in is a 2-on-0, and I know Dobson's seen this before, but again, he makes the right move. You know, your goaltender can't make 4 different moves. He's got to make the one move, but a good play by Zoltok as he pulls it back across the grain of sliding. That's Rob Dobson. I mean, it was a great Great play. I mean, like I said before, they had 6 before this goal. Now the Thunder have 7 shorthanded goals this season, and the fans are letting Danny Leroux have to have this one right now because they're not very happy the fact that Miles O'Connor was tripped up on that play.
And indeed they should. I mean, that's not a good call. I had first thought that he had turned it over, and then it looked like a good poke check, in other words, but now on the replay clearly shows that he missed the puck and tripped him up. Now the Aeros, right side, it is Slivchenko. 4-on-3 for another minute, and then the Aeros will get a 5-on-4 for just about 20 seconds or so. Puck shot down into the Aero end. It's now 4-2 Las Vegas after the Aeros had tied the game. 2 more unanswered goals by the Thunder, and they lead it 4-2. Slivchenko, center ice, dumps the puck in. Arneal after it, but Reddick comes out of the net to play it. It's chipped behind the net. Aeros, if they can get there, have an open net, but can't move it out in front. Slivchenko at the hash marks, lost the handle, and again, Siplikov shorthanded. Left side, cuts right in, and then turns with a shot, and then he fanned on it. And he walked right through Mark Laniel, but Lanny, give him credit, stayed with him. Now Conroy brings it in across the line. That is offsides, and play is whistled down. 4-2 Las Vegas with 4.5 to go in the second period.
You know what, Adam? That's the second call in 3 games that has directly cost the Aeros a goal. Of course, the Atlanta Knights game where the score was 2-0. The Aeros came down, scored a goal. It was disallowed after replay. It showed it clearly should have been a goal. That had changed the outcome of that game. And you have a 3-2 game here. Miles O'Connor's blatantly tripped on the play. A 2-on-0 result, shorthanded for the Thunder, and of course a goal there. So now they have a 2-goal lead in the second period. I mean, you gotta. I realize it's a fast game and all that kind of stuff, but you got to make the right call at the right times, and that wasn't the one.
I think Las Vegas is going to get nailed with a delay of game here. They tried to sneak a line change on. They keep arguing. Is Danny Leroux going to call it? He went over and said something to the scoring table.
Well, Danny Leroux doesn't.
No, he won't. I don't know what he was saying, but
he doesn't take any crap from anybody, and as doesn't Chris McSorley there. But you know what? He's been fairly relaxed tonight. Of course, his team is leading by 2 goals right now, so that's a given.
I don't know what he went over to tell him. He's maybe just a warning on the delay of game there that he has to call it again. He'll call a penalty because Chris McSorley was trying to sneak an extra line change in there. Puck back to a right point, Kevin Grant. Aeros still on the power play for 20 seconds. Grant, the shot deflected right on, and Reddick makes the save. He will hold on.
Pokey Reddick squeezing the pads on that one as a good shot by Kevin Grant. And you see how Pokey Reddick had to really be sharp on that one. That's what the Aeros need to do. I mean, Pokey Reddick saw this puck all the way, but if that puck drops down on the ice, look at who's in front of the net standing all alone. I mean, you got to give yourself those kind of opportunities. Good shot by Grant. That's what the Aeros need to keep doing, is keep shooting. DiPietro all over Pokey Reddick, but he didn't give up a rebound this time.
Miles O'Connor has it off the draw for Conroy. It's 5-on-4 now as the penalties to Jakes and Shank are over. Aeros have it at line, and it's Miles O'Connor with 8 on the power play. Shot blocked, and the Thunder turn it around. Daniel Shank turning it center ice, and he shoots it right back down into the Aero zone. Power play over, teamed at 5 aside, and Blaine Moore knocked off the puck, and here comes Houston. Jakes, a pass right off the stick of Danny Shank, and the Thunder back at center ice. Blaine Moore shoots it into the Aero zone. Dobson will slow behind the net for the first man back, and that's Miles O'Connor. Aeros move it out from left to right. O'Connor hands it over to DiPietro, skating through the neutral zone with Turgeon and Conroy. DiPietro cutting in, trying to split the defense. It was poked away by Sharples. Now Turgeon behind the net for Al Conroy. Centered it. It was pushed through skates and back into the corner for Conroy. Reversed it. DiPietro gives it to Conroy. Cuts in, trying to center the puck, but Sharples knocked it away. A goal this late for Houston would be huge, taking into the third period. Conroy behind the net, bumped along there by Ruslan Saleh. They continue to grapple behind the cage. Conroy couldn't come up with it, and Shank will turn and bank it out at center. Patrice Lefebvre gives it left side for Sharples. It goes into the Aero zone, and Dobson will slow. Steve Jakes with under 3 minutes to go in the second. His team down a couple, and it's back at center ice, and the Thunder regroup. Jean-Marc Richard. Pass to the far side. Hogwood chipped it out at center, and Shank trying to play it, kicked it into his own zone. That negated the offsides, but Maurice couldn't do anything with it. And now the puck turned around. McCrory left side, centered. Maurice, the one-time shot, couldn't get good wood on it. Then Yo fires his man into the boards. A good hit there. Now
now Richard, who fell on the puck, nearly threw it away. But here come the Las Vegas Thunder, scampering 3-on-2. Fowler, a pass for Shank, rejected, but not out. It's taken by Jim Pack, and this time hoisted to the line and out at center ice and over the glass and out of play. 2:14 to go in the second. 4-2. We'll be right back. Thunder leading 4-2. It's time for our watch and win contest, brought to you by your local Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep and Eagle dealers. Call right now at 777-5772 and identify this week's Aero player. We'll give you the name of the winner at the end of the second intermission. Again, that number is 777-5772. As they say, operators are standing by. Face off. Left of Dobson, won by Las Vegas. Lefebvre trying to turn it down. And it is Mark Laniel, scooped it right side, Malgunas. Kevin Malgunas shoots it into the Las Vegas zone. 2 minutes to play in the second period, and a 2-blot lead for Las Vegas. Hogwood trying to scoop it out of skates. Freer got it back. Freer trying to reverse along the boards with Lefebvre. Behind the net for Arneal. Centered, hit the back of the net. It was centered again, but the brunt of that pass came all the way out at center, and the Aeros have to regroup at neutral ice. Laniel hammered it into the Las Vegas zone. Reddick slowed, and now it is picked up by Hogwood, but Malgunas knocked it down left side, trying to cut in there. Fowler tipped it free. Aeros trying to pick it along the boards, and finally Las Vegas reversed it near side with a minute and a half to go in this second period. 4-2 Vegas. Right side, Malgunas sends it back down. Arneal looks behind, playing peekaboo as he trying to find Freer. Stuff shot right out of the and it just went wide of the net, and it's out at center. Nice play by Arneal. At neutral, it is Jim Pack. Rolled one left side for Mark Freer, and he'll gently roll it into the Las Vegas zone. Back to play it, Jean-Marc Richard, as the Aeros making a line change. Far side, Hogwood, watched by Turgeon, got it out at center, and here come the Thunder. Fowler, pass deflected away. Conroy quickly turns it around with a minute to go in the second. 4-2 Vegas. Turgeon speeding right side, busting it on goal. Shoot! Oh, got a little too much locked and hooked it wide of the net. Conroy, left side. Conroy looking for Turgeon. Conroy got it back. Al Conroy to the line, and it was cleared back down the ice by Las Vegas. Steve Jakes, 40 seconds left in the second. 4-2 game in his pass. Going absolutely nowhere. It'll be icing as the Thunder go back with 33 seconds to play in the second period, and the Thunder lead at 4-2.
Well, once again, Adam, they're going to have to go into the dressing room and regroup. They came out very strong, but just couldn't hold on to any momentum as the penalties set in again, and they go back with a two-goal deficit, just as they did in the first period.
The odd thing was most of the penalties set in for Las Vegas, yet they have all the momentum this period.
Well, when you kill off penalties, it's a big momentum for you. I mean, especially when you're down a couple of men, and the Aeros didn't help their own cause by taking two needless penalties, quite frankly. Face off left side of Rob Dobson. As DiPietro trying to win the draw, comes back to the line. Sharples winding, shooting. Dobson stopped it. Rebound in front and wild. Danny Shank was belted, and he looks at the referee, Denny LaRue, and looks for the penalty. It's a delayed call, though, on the Thunder. Thought it was coming to the Aeros. Puck controlled by the Aeros, but Gloria drive. Gloved by Pokey Reddick, and then DiPietro getting in there, and here we go.
I don't think DiPietro was trying to do anything. He found himself with a lot of speed right in front of Pokey. All he did was grab onto him. But Pokey took a little bit of offense to that. I'm surprised to see what this call is going to be. I think Shank might have mouthed something to him that we didn't catch.
That had to be it.
And I think he might have said something like, you know, what the you doing, you know?
Do you think he went,
You don't think they're cursing, do you, Mike?
No, there's no profanity on the ice.
Good.
Come on.
My mom's watching.
These are nice gentlemen.
Good.
But
so is your wife to be. We should say hi to Paige.
Hello, Paige. We're waving to you.
And Taraskowski trying to sort something out with 14 seconds left. At least they may not do anything this period, but at the very least they'll come out into the third with something that hopefully will give them the momentum. I hope that the Houston Aeros really bear down at the start of that third period.
You know, you look at the struggles at home for Houston. They had the one win against Detroit, but other than that, they just haven't really had it at home. They didn't play that poorly against Atlanta, and they're not playing that poorly tonight, but it just seems like they can't get the jump tonight. They had the 2 goals. Then all of a sudden the power play came up, and they gave up a shorthanded goal. And in fact, on their power plays that they've had, they've given up so many scoring opportunities.
And Shank gets an unsportsmanlike conduct. He was hit. I think he was hit after the play. after Dobson made the save, O'Connor grabs him and twirls him around, and I think Shank helped him by doing a little twirl, but he gets an unsportsmanlike conduct by, I think he said something to Denny LaRue, and you know what, you don't say something to Denny LaRue because he'll call you on it every time, and good for him.
Yeah. He looked right at the referee, and then I saw Denny put his hand up, and I thought he was going to call it on the Aeros, and I'm thinking, my word, you can't be doing that. Puck came out in front, and then the Thunder turn and trying to clear it. Puck is in the near corner as the Thunder trying to get it out of the zone. They can't. Conroy winding, shooting. It was wide of the net, and that will be the period as the puck was centered. And now Riccardi getting in there again, throwing his weight around. And I have a feeling that this thing is going to be rough and tough. And then the Aeros take a little swipe at one of the Thunder here. And
Simon and Jake's tangling.
Again, Jake's in the middle of it.
And I think you're going to see it's going to be a cross between a physical third period and also one that the Aeros are going to have to try and find some goal scoring in too.
And I wouldn't mind saying even just a little bit more discipline also in this, because they are down. They cannot afford to be shorthanded. We'll see what the calls are at the start of the third period as Denny LaRue coming over right now, and the whole Las Vegas team coming over to try and find out what's going on. Danny Shank is not through with Dennis LaRue, so Shank may be getting a little more. We'll find out when we return. But we're in the second period intermission. It's the Thunder 4, the Aeros 2, and we'll be right back. To the Las Vegas Thunder leading the Houston Aeros, and believe it or not, we have Zamboni races. On the left of your screen, you have got Julie Dobson, the wife of Aero goalie Rob Dobson, and then Shelley Gamble, the wife of Troy Gamble, in the lead by 2 lengths, and they come home down the stretch. Shelley Gamble with the turbocharged green Zamboni, while Julie Dobson lagging behind, and I'm sure Rob Dobson will be giving it to her afterwards in the Prime Sports red Zamboni. You know, doing something like that, you should probably have some safety equipment or something like that to protect you in case of injury. And speak of the devil, that's our topic tonight as we take time out for good health. Welcome back to the Summit, everybody. Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenlay. A 4-2 hockey game, and you know, it's a tough period for the Houston Aeros. They battled back after trailing 2-0, and they tied the game at 2, but 2 more unanswered goals by the Las Vegas Thunder, and they lead at 4-2, and we'll go right into the highlights and take a look at how the Aeros battled back.
Well, the Aeros did battle back, and it's a good play by DiPietro to feed the point. Slivchenko walks in, takes a good shot, but look at Turgeon sniffing around in there, finds the loose puck, and he jams it home. And Turgeon talked about going to the net. Next, you have Conroy, who just takes it, and he takes a seemingly a harmless shot, but a good wrist shot, goes right up inside the post, right over Pokey Reddick's shoulder, who was sitting back in his net on the play and wasn't able to get out there and stop that one. And we had a tie game. But then on a play by Hoggood steps around, or sorry, that was Quinney, steps around, and Hoggood puts it up over a fallen Donnelly. Donnelly did everything he could on that one, but Dobson was out of his net, and the game was 3-2. And then a good save by Dobson as Shank gets in. It goes off Dobson, then goes off the post, and it was funny, I was watching that. LaRue pointed as if it was a goal, but then he waved it off as he realized it hit the post.
But the Aeros finally found themselves down 2 goals on a shorthanded play, but Dobson making a nice save here. But, you know, Vladimir Siplikov coming up, and he would do something that a lot of teams are doing against the Aeros right now, and that's score shorthanded.
Well, again, Miles O'Connor is tripped here, but it wasn't called. Next thing you know, you have a 2-on-0 breakaway, something you don't want to give up anyways, but you certainly don't want to give up when you have the power play. A good pass across to Zoltag, and he just comes back the other way. Dobson had no opportunity to stop that one, and then the game was 4-2.
So the Aeros finding themselves down, and once again, it seems like that the Aeros, Rob Dobson, left hung to dry a little bit there.
Well, he was, and the problem is with the momentum, the Aeros seem to want to turn it on and turn it off, and you can't do that in this level of hockey. There's no switch that says I can turn it on and turn it off. They've been doing that, and they've been getting burnt because of it.
And coming into the third period, I mean, the Aeros by no stretch of the imagination are they down. I mean, they're down 2 goals here, and yet they showed it in the second period. The start of that second period, they can come back and tie this thing.
They had a lot of jump right at the start of the second period. The penalties kind of slowed things down again, but speaking of penalties, the Aeros are coming back with a power play. Let's see what they can do at the beginning of the third.
Yeah, a little over a minute and a half of the power play with which to work when they get into that third period. Again, you know, the other thing I'm noticing is the change up in the lines is Terry Ruskowski has pulled Slivchenko off the Turgeon DiPietro line. He's put Conroy in there and hopefully shaking things up a little bit.
Well, and speaking of shaking things up, you look at guys like Chris McSorley, they're doing their little tricks too, throwing lines out late, trying to get late changes in there, trying to match up his defending lines against the good scoring lines. And what Terry Ruskowski's had to do is switch some of those guys around and try and get some goal scoring on every line, so you get a concentrated punch towards the Thunder net.
All right, 4-2, favor the Las Vegas Thunder, and we'll take a look at the statistics from that period when we return. Thunder leading the Houston Aeros by a score of 4-2. And let's take a look at tonight's second period stats, brought to you by your local Texas Jeep and Eagle dealers. Shots on goal through 2 periods, 28-17 in favor of the Las Vegas Thunder. Power plays, Las Vegas is 0 for 4, the Aeros 0 for 3, and you see the shots 7-5. Thunder 7 shots in the power play, the Aeros just 5. The body checks, the Aeros with 11 of them, the Thunder with 9. The Thunder with 9 penalties for 32 minutes. The Aeros 8 penalties for 19 minutes. And you brought up a good point, Greener. The Aeros are going to have some time when they start that third period, like about a minute and a half, a little over a minute and a half to work on the power play.
Well, and let's hope they come in as a group and they force as a group and they make some good passes, because right now they're not making tape-to-tape passes, which causes them to fumble the puck, giving the Thunder a chance to jump on them.
Take a look at tonight's game summary, and it's brought to you by Columbia Healthcare Systems. Take you back in the first period. The Thunder is scoring first. Todd Simon, his 9th at 1:35. That was unassisted. And then at 13:20, Jeff Sharples gets his 3rd of the year from Daniel Shank and Greg Hawgood. Then you move to the second period, and here come the Aeros. Sylvain Turgeon, 5th of the year at 1:52. Slivchenko and DiPietro getting the assist. And then the Aeros tied it about a minute later as Al Conroy, not even a minute later, Al Conroy is second from Miles O'Connor and Mark Freer. 2:41 the time of that goal. But just thereafter, the Thunder on another outnumbered rush. I'll tell you what, I've seen so many outnumbered rushes by the Thunder tonight. It's quite frankly been unbelievable how many outnumbered rushes. But Hawgood scores a second from Quinion Bowler at 3:19. And then at 14:39, Zoltok is 4th of the year, shorthanded. Jean-Marc Richard, the only assist. 4-2 Las Vegas, third period next. Las Vegas Thunder leading 4-2, and it's time to reveal our featured player in our Watch and Win contest. It's Mike Maurice. Yes, Mo, second on the Aeros last year with 3 shorthanded goals. And his favorite sports team?
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
The Steel Curtain.
All right. And our winner, who correctly identified Mike Maurice, is Monty Holden from Channelview. Monty's won a trip for 2 to Las Vegas to see the Aeros play the Thunder, and will stay at the Imperial Palace Hotel. Remember to stop by our local Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep and Eagle dealers tomorrow to see who the next featured Aero player is. I know who it is.
Are you going to tell?
No.
Whisper to me.
No.
Come on.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That's it. That's who it was.
Unbelievable.
Well, the Aeros and the Thunder, it's a big discrepancy when you're trailing or leading after 2 periods. The Thunder 5-0 when leading. The Aeros 0-6.
Not a pretty tale of the tape there.
No. And then, how about in the third period, 21-9, the Thunder outscoring their opponents. But, hey, those are just numbers. They don't mean anything until the hockey game is over. Yeah, they're not in the Aeros' favor, but let's see what happens here. They have shown the propensity to come back. They did in Kalamazoo against the Michigan K-Wings. Aeros start the power play in this third period. They shoot it into the Vegas zone. Turned away by Riccardi and chipped out at center. Laniel is there. Laniel turned it ahead for Paul DiPietro. He'll turn it center ice. DiPietro across the line. Dropped it over right side. Slivchenko. Slivy, right side. Gives it to DiPietro. Cuts in. The backhander stopped by Reddick, and it's cleared down the ice. So DiPietro, a nice move, got the shot, but the save was made. Laniel regroups. Pass center for Slivchenko. Hard shot into the Vegas zone. Reddick slows it, and it's taken by Jean-Marc Richard. Cleared to the line, not out. Laniel chipped it down. Turgeon worked it in. A shot down low for DiPietro. Went off skates. Turgeon got it back, and now it is Slivchenko. Slivy with 39 on the power play. Back to the line. Rink wide pass. DiPietro. Give it to a left point for Miles O'Connor. To DiPietro. Top of the slot. The shot. Laniel fanned on it, and Lowen shoots it right back down the ice. And Wiener, that's just how it's gone all night.
Well, like I said, they're going to have to start hitting each other on the tape with these passes. Otherwise, the Thunder are just going to take advantage of them.
Mike Maurice, right side. Brings it through the neutral zone, trying to bring it in, and the Aeros are offsides, and the faceoff comes back to center. with 13 seconds left in Shanks minor, 18:26 to go in the third period. And a 4-2 game, and you look at Steve Jakes, just picked up, I believe, minors.
Yeah, at the 20-minute mark, they both picked up roughing minors, and well, that was obvious as you saw them pushing and shoving at the end of the period there. But what the Aeros really need to do is start putting some goals up on the board, because the period runs out really quickly in the third period when you find yourself down.
Face off at center ice. Maurice wins the draw, and it was spanked ahead but rejected, and Donnelly back at center. 8 seconds left in the power play, and then Danny Shank out on the pond. Pass Donnelly rather to the right side. Arneal. Donnelly worked it back in, and now Shank back out on the ice. Teams are at 5 aside, and the Aeros without a power play goal tonight. They had the 3 in Kalamazoo, and that is it. Puck controlled by Houston, moving it down the left side. And it's shot into the Las Vegas zone, out of the net. It is Pokey Reddick, and now it is Arneal. Turned it down, Conroy. Looped away by Richard as he's watched by Maurice. Flipped it near side, and Shank will clear it. Out at center for Vladimir Siplikov. Across the arrow line. Trying to skate by Donnelly. Gord's got him tied up and pumped him into the corner. And away the Aeros come. Mike Maurice scampering out the center ice. Right to left he comes. Pass right side, Conroy with Arneal. Shoots it in. And Reddick will slow it and fire it far corner. Rushan Soleil chipped it out at center. Here come the Thunder. Bowler across the line. Had it through skates. Walked in. Then he lost the puck. And the Aeros cleared out at center ice. Thunder have it. Sharples neutral ice across the arrow line. Long shot right on. Dobson gloves it. And it comes over to Mike Yeo. Yeo to center. His pass through skates. And O'Connor's chipped it ahead for Freer, and now looking for McCrory. McCrory busting in. McCrory to the slot, trying to drop it. We've got a penalty coming up to the Las Vegas Thunder. A delayed penalty coming up. It's finally played by Las Vegas, and the Aeros are going to go back on the power play when we return. 3 minutes gone in the third. 4-2 Las Vegas. And we'll take timeout, but first, this word from Southwest Airlines. 4-2 hockey game. Thunder leading the Aeros. Patrice Lafay in the box. Why, Greener? Maybe because of this.
A little bit of holding in front there, and getting Mike Yeo's chance to get to the puck. But penalty to Lafay. He's going to go off for holding.
Aeros on the power play, still without a goal. And it's turned by Las Vegas, and they will turn. It's Mark Rogers to center. He'll shoot it right back down into the Aeros zone. Miles O'Connor near side. And he'll send it back to Kevin Grant. And a lot of credit should also go to the Las Vegas penalty killing Jonesy.
That's right. The Thunder have killed 32 of their last 36 power plays. Very efficient.
Cross the line. Turgeon busting in. Shoots. And it was blocked. I think Reddick got a pretty good piece of it. O'Connor lets the shot go. It was deflected in front. Turgeon right in. And he slammed his shot wide. He was a little off balance, though. Puck down low. Aeros trying to move it, but it was pushed by Lowen all the way down the ice, and Dobson regroups. Miles O'Connor at center for Sylvain Turgeon. Turgeon had it, stripped away, and here come the Thunder left side. Blaine Moore down the left side, sized up by O'Connor in the far corner, and now it is Steve Jakes. Jakes for Scott Arneal. Steers it out at center for Scott McCrory, and now Freer looking for Arneal. Freer gives it right behind Laniel, and the pass is stripped and cleared to center ice. Across the line, the Thunder come, and the Aeros have to regroup with under a minute. They go on the power play. Laniel at the neutral zone, shoots the puck in. After it, Jakes. It was chipped away by Rushan Soleil. Cleared to the line, on out now. Conroy over to the right side. DiPietro center. Laniel was in front. Stop, rebound, tipped away, and the Thunder come away with it. Again, the Aeros couldn't get a second shot on goal. It is Zoltak, left side, shoots, Dobson save, and the rebound wide, and one of the Aeros going hard into the net. That was Al Conroy with half a minute remaining in the power play. Thunder lead it 4-2.
But once again, they got a rush, Mike.
And it wasn't just a regular rush. It was another 2-on-1, and you can't keep giving up those kind of chances, shorthanded especially.
I think, to be honest with you, Greener, the Las Vegas Thunder have had more chances shorthanded than the Aeros have had on their power play all night.
I believe you're right in that stat, but the thing is, you can't. I think that what's happening is they're forcing the Aero defenseman a lot, and the problem is it's either the Aero defenseman not handling the puck properly, or they're getting passes that they aren't able to handle right away, and by the Thunder forcing them, it's just getting the puck chipped out over the blue line, and it's a bad place to lose the puck. It's right inside the blue line.
Face-off controlled by Houston, and it's Jim Pack behind the net. Pack He'll move it up and out of his zone through the neutral end. Pass to the right side. It is DiPietro. Looks in front. DiPietro centered. It was blocked. And away the Thunder come. It's cleared at neutral ice. Aeros trying to turn it around. Arneal at neutral. Scott Arneal across the line. It was poke checked by Zoltak. And now it's Gord Donnelly. Hammered it into the Las Vegas zone. And the penalty is over. Teams are at 5 aside. I would love to see his updated stats on shots on goal on the power play. Lefebvre across the line. Looks in front. Rink wide pass. Goes wide. And back is Gord Donnelly in behind the net. Donnelly trying to come up with a puck at Siplikov behind the cage. Gives it to Lefebvre. Lefebvre steers it down. Now Zoltak for Las Vegas. Center one in front. And it's finally cleared by Scott Arneal. And down the ice it goes. Las Vegas, a pass, Siplikov, bumped by Kevin Grant. And that's something the Aeros blue line loves to see, getting Kevin Grant back and lowering the boom. Puck shot down the ice. It will be icing if the Thunder get there, but they won't. Maurice, first one there, centered. He had Yo in front, couldn't get there. Grant the drive, and he spanked it wide of the net. Patrice Lefebvre picked it up, got it out at center, but turned around by Miles O'Connor, and now Slivchenko across the line. Slivy trying to move right in on goal, but he's bumped off the puck by Riccardi. Into the far corner. It's picked up by Yo. Look down for Maurice. Riccardi in there. They tripped it behind the net. And Maurice trying to move it in there. And Slivchenko getting fed in there pretty good, but he stayed tough as he centered it. But Schenk is able to clear it. Not out. Held right point. Kevin Grant rolled it back down. Slivchenko. Aeros with a little bit of pressure, but now the Thunder turn. Schenk cleared it out for Bowler. And it's out at center ice. Bill Bowler, neutral ice, shoots it into the arrow end, and O'Connor will go back to play.
That's a kind of concerted effort that the Aeros need. They need to keep pushing like they are right now.
Pass goes down the ice. We'll get an icing call on Houston as Sharples plays it with 13:23 to go in this third period. The Thunder leading 4-2, and you know, you talked about it a little bit, Jonesy, about Terry Wiskowski in the pregame interview wanting to see a little more aggressiveness, and he had it there on that last shift.
Yeah, he had it, but as you saw, the last pass go wide and go all the way down for icing. I don't think their passing is as crisp as the Las Vegas team.
And I talked to Terry Wiskowski about a week ago, and he said, you know, I want our passing to become better. I want us to make some good, crisp, hard passes, because those are the kind of passes that beat opposing players.
Face off right of Dobson, controlled by Houston, and Laniel will carry to center. Now Turgeon at center, trying to bring it in. Sharples poke check. And down is Rushan Soleil, and then Turgeon comes firing in there. Puck goes down low. Turgeon, tell you what, he's pretty aggressive coming in there. Hasn't got much in the offensive chances, but he's trying to make things happen. Puck goes to the far side. Jake's right side down behind Turgeon, wrapped up and roughed in there by Sharples. They continue to grind it out. Turgeon and Sharples continue to grapple a little bit. And the Thunder have it, and it's brought to center ice. Turgeon got slashed from behind, but Denny LaRue isn't going to call that. Now he's going to call Turgeon for unsportsmanlike conduct. So turnabout is fair play, where Daniel Schenk gets unsportsmanlike. Now Turgeon will, and we take timeout. 4-2 Thunder, back with a Thunder power play after this.
4-2 Thunder, and the Sylvain Turgeon line, Sylvain Turgeon in particular, banging away in there, laying some good hits down low as he rides, I think it's Saleh, into the boards there. Then later on he's fighting it out with Sharples. Eventually Sharples will take a cross check to the back of Sylvain Turgeon. Turgeon wasn't happy, and he voiced his opinion to Denny LaRue, and I think that opinion put him in the box.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, the call to Sylvain Turgeon. And the puck goes up and out of play. Las Vegas 0 for 4 on the power play with 7 shots. This is their 5th. 12:34 to go in the third. The Thunder leading 4-2. 10 seconds elapsed on the 2-minute minor to Sylvain Turgeon. Chris McSorley very pleased about the way his hockey club has come. They kind of got off to that slow start in the second period when the Aeros scored 2 quick goals to tie the game at 2. But they came right back with a goal of their own and then a short-handed goal.
And as you saw the earlier stat, the Las Vegas Thunder are very adept at scoring goals in the third period. That's one thing the Aeros want to negate right now.
Yeah, they need to score 2 of them with 12.5 to go, but right now they're short-handed for 1:39. Thunder have it. Greg Hogwood He'll meander up and out of his zone. Feathers a pass to the right side for Vladimir Siplikov. Dropped it back for Todd Simon. Looped it to the line. Chipped away by Arneal. It came to center ice. And the Thunder have to go all the way back into their own end. Out of the net, Reddick wants to leave it for Zoltak. Ooh, Conway nearly got away with one in there to steal it and maybe get a chance on goal. Shank across the line. Rolled it in front. Chipped by the Aeros and back to center. Zoltak neutral ice for Las Vegas. And he will regroup on the forecheck of Arneal. Rolled it near side for Shank off skates, and Pack turns it around. It was in the wheels of Arneal, and now it is picked up by Todd Simon, left side. Simon wheeling, dealing, danced it back to Zoltak, top of the slot, looks in front, sends it back over to Simon. Wine shoots, Dobson the save. He will hold on. 11:37 to go in the third. Thunder lead at 4-2 with 52 seconds remaining in the Turgeon Minor. The Aeros who outshot the Thunder who outshot the Aeros 19-8 in its first period. We're even at 9 apiece in that second, but right now the Aeros out shooting Las Vegas 5-1 for a 29-22 Vegas advantage at this point in the game.
And they need to continue to keep shooting on Pokey Reddick, who has not been tested the way you have to test Pokey Reddick to beat him. And they're going to have to continue that pressure all period if they're going to have a chance at coming back in this game.
Miles O'Connor hammered the puck to the near side. It'll go to the line, but Richard held it in, but a second effort is out to neutral. DiPietro steers to Maurice across the line. Aeros short-handed. Maurice, who had 3 short-handed goals last year, bumped by Hawgood, trying to kick it along the boards. Lefebvre was in there. And the Thunder take over. Hawgood with half a minute on the power play. Sends it back in his own end. Hawgood to center. Hawgood, NHL veteran, across the Aero line, flipped it left side. It was centered, and Dobson made the save. Mark Rogers was in alone up front. Now Fowler to Lefebvre. Patrice Lefebvre, that's twice I wanted to call him that. Gets over to Richard. The shot, he scores! Jean-Marc Richard upstairs over the left shoulder. A power play goal, 5-2 Las Vegas.
Jean-Marc Richard with his 3rd of the year fires one, and like I said before, Las Vegas isn't afraid to shoot that puck. And as Jean-Marc Richard got the puck at the top of the circle, he really let one go. I don't know if Dobson saw that or not, but what a shot. And again, the puck is rolling. And I tell you what, when the puck rolls like that, you don't know where it's going to go. It acts like a baseball in that situation where it dives, it curves, and it's just up on its edge. And boy, does it rise quick, and it cuts just inside the post. And Dobson didn't have much of a chance on that one, as there's a good shot by Richard.
Now Slivchenko the other way cuts in with a shot, and he sliced it wide of the net, and the Thunder clear it out at center ice. 10:42 to go in the third in a 5-2 game. Lowen across the line. Lowen pulls up on the right side for Las Vegas. Lets a shot go. Dobson, a great glove save, and then he will hold on to it to halt play with 10.5 to go in the third. 5-2 Las Vegas. And with that in mind, let us take time out. 5-2 Las Vegas leads it, and we'll have more IHL action after this. Terry Ruskowski's Aeros down by 3 at 5-2, 10:32 to go. Thunder just scored a power play goal to go up 5-2. Aeros turning up a pass at center ice, blocked, and the Aeros back to shoot it in. It is Riccardi in behind his net. Jeff Riccardi moves it left to right. A pass tipped away by Freer, gathered in by Darcy Lowen, and away the Thunder come. Brought in by the Thunder near side, and Lowen trying to move down was appended on the play. And now it is Mark Freer. Steers one near side, Laniel trying to get it out of the zone. Cannot. Jakes will reverse it along the boards. And it hit a weird part in the boards, and the Aeros couldn't get it out. That's been the breaks for the Aeros. Puck came out in front to the line, not out. Sharples held it in with a shot that changed direction, but went behind the net. Lowen watched by Jakes. It's picked away by Slivchenko, and away the Aeros come. Vadim Slivchenko at center across the line with the O. Shoots wide of the net, and the puck will go along the boards, and Ken Quinney will clear it. Near side, Jim Pack chased it down, fired it into the Las Vegas zone, and we get a whistle from behind the play. Were the Aeros offsides?
Offside.
Oh, okay, they were offside. I guess they say that the Aeros hadn't cleared the zone after Reddick had played it. Hey, don't forget to join us again Thursday night for more IHL hockey action when the Houston Aeros host the Cleveland Lumberjacks. Jacks captured the first game of the series earlier this month, 8-4, so the Aeros will be out to even the score when they face off at the Summit. That's the Aeros and the Lumberjacks Thursday night at 7 on Prime Sports and KPRC Radio. You ever listen to KPRC?
I know some of the guys at KPRC.
Do you?
Good guys.
Who's that guy that's on with Matt Thomas in the morning?
He's a dork.
Darren Jones joining us tonight from KPRC. And here come the Las Vegas Thunder across the line. Siplikov looks in front, centered it. It was blocked by Pack. It came out in front. Dobson got a piece of it. And the Aeros turn it around. Near sideline, Arneal got it out to neutralize. Jean-Marc Richard spins the center shank. And the Aeros regroup. Scott McCrory fired it into the Aeros zone, but Las Vegas takes over. Under 9 minutes to go, and the Thunder lead at 5-2. Thunder have it near side, and it is Richard at neutral ice. A pass to the left side for Rushan Soleil. It goes into the Aeros zone, and back is Jimmy Pack. Behind the cage, throws one out to Al Conroy, and then he threw it right in front of his own net, but Kevin Grant was there, and he'll shoot it down the ice. 8:35 to go in the third in a 5-2 game. Aeros shoot it down. It's icing, and a face-off back down into the Aero end.
You know, the Aeros haven't been able to concentrate an effort, and we talked about this before the game, Adam. We both agreed that at points this season so far, after the first 10 games, the Aeros weren't able to concentrate an effort for the full 60 minutes, the kind of effort that you need to win consistently, especially against teams like Las Vegas. So far tonight, you've seen some very good spurts, as has Terry Ruskowski, the coach of the Aeros, but not a concentrated effort as the Aeros need to beat a goaltender like Pokey Reddick and a team like Las Vegas.
Face-off left side of Rob Dobson. And it's controlled by Hawgood. Lets a shot go. It was blocked by Turgeon, and he'll skate the center. Turgeon trying to bring it across the line. Dropped it. DiPietro, the shot, and a glove save made by Reddick, and he'll hold on. 8:21 to go in the third. 5-2 Thunder. And these same two teams go at it again tomorrow night right here at the Summit. Coming up, Darren, how do you look in white polyester?
I'm going to break out my silk shirt. You can do a little dance. Get down with the Houston Aeros. You can join us for Saturday Night Disco, November 4th, right here at the Summit, featuring none other than KC and the Sunshine Band as the intermission entertainment. White polyester required.
What? Required? Oh, I thought it was just recommended.
We're not messing around that.
All right. If you come to that game, I expect the same from you.
I don't know how much KC weighs.
Just don't bring your lighter, that's all. This place will go up in flames.
Puck is hit down with a high stick, and they'll regroup and face it off again with 8:04 to play, third period.
And you'll bring your boogie shoes, I'm sure.
Oh, I still have my elevator shoes. I was such a big fan of Elton John that I like those big elevator shoes that he had.
Well, that's the way. You like it.
And that's the way Pokey Reddick likes it.
21 saves tonight for Pokey. Eldon Pokey Reddick.
Yes. Puck shot into the Vegas zone. Controlled by Hoggood, met by Maurice. Lefebvre trying to spin it along the boards. Ken Quinney is there. Bumped by Malgunas. Maurice trying to go in there to pick it loose. Lost an edge. Crashed and burned, but the Thunder chip it along the boards. Picked up by Laniel. Steers it back down. Trying to shuffle a pass to Freer. And Quinney came away, and he will hoist it down the ice.
Right now, Las Vegas really trying to just dump the puck out and dump it into the Aero zone and not really try and give up too many defensive opportunities, or offensive opportunities, I should say.
Back down the ice it goes. Reddick trying to clear it. It takes a weird hop in front, but Reddick was there. Nobody in a blue sweater for Houston. Puck deflected right on. Reddick stopped it. It got behind him. He didn't know where it was, and it was caught up in his pads. And when you are Pokey Reddick and playing the way you've been playing, you get nice little breaks like that.
And too bad Mark Freer was right there. I think he was drooling, looking for something to spin out. I don't even think Pokey Reddick knew where the puck was until the whistle was blown, and then he found it underneath his pads. Mark Freer has not been able to score a goal in a little while. I believe it's going on to 8 games now, and he's still looking to get that monkey off his back.
If I were to come to you, Darren Jones, and tell you that Mark Freer, after 9 games, has a goal and now 4 assists, what would you tell me?
I would be as surprised as I was to hear that Al Conroy only had 1 goal coming in. Of course, he got his second tonight. Freer looking for that number 2.
Face off left side. Pokey Reddick. It's 5-2 Vegas. Controlled by the Thunder. And it's played by Sergei Zholtak. Right side Rogers. Center ice Darcy Lowen. Lowen had it poke checked, and the Aeros will regroup in their own end. Jim Pack worked one out at center. Here come the Aeros. A long pass, a bit too far for Conroy. He will get there to negate the icing. Yes, he will. Sharple's trying to play it. Conroy in a battle as they're skate to skate in the corner. It popped out in front, but McCrory got it back. McCrory bumped along the boards. The Aeros trying to move it along there. Conroy steers it down. Sharple's back to the line, not out. Held in by Donnelly. Now Rushan Soleil. He'll chip it near far boards for Darcy Lowen, and it's out at center ice. Back down into the Aero end with 6:37 to go, and a 5-2 Vegas lead. Jim Pack trying to get it out of the zone, and McCrory turned it over. It came out in front. Pack rejected it, and McCrory will try it again. McCrory hooked down on the play by Darcy Lowen, and we will get a Las Vegas power play with 6:20 to go in the third. Thunder lead at 5-2.
That's not a penalty that Lowen usually takes. Usually he's one of those guys that'll beat you in the foot race rather than haul you down. But in this case, Lowen just takes an easy way out and hauls down McCrory, and he'll pay for it with a penalty. As he'll sit, and maybe the Aeros can get something going now with only 6 minutes left in the game. They've got to do it sometime.
They'll go with DiPietro, Turgeon, Slivchenko with Laniel and O'Connor. Face-off is at center ice. Las Vegas will line up with a short-handed unit of Danny Shank, Todd Simon, Greg Hawgood, and Jean-Marc Richard. It's been the defensemen tonight for Las Vegas that have really hurt the Aeros.
Well, they've been hurting everybody, as we talked about. These guys are goal-scoring offensive defensemen.
O'Connor down the right side, met by Hawgood, and a stick getting thrown into a fray there. I didn't see what happened, but it came out to Laniel, top of the slot. The shot gloved. It was loose in front, but no Aero could jump on it, and the Thunder, Todd Simon, cleared it down the ice. Aeros going back as they're 0 for 5 on the power play. It's chipped near side, and Sylvain Turgeon in the corner. Rolled it over to the far side for Miles O'Connor. Could not hold on to the puck, and the Thunder take over. Shank at center. Slivchenko trying to come up with it. And here is Las Vegas. Greg Hawgood. Right side into the Aero end. Stopped by Dobson behind the cage. First one back was Miles O'Connor. And here come the Houston Aeros. 5:37 to go in the third, and a 3-goal Vegas lead. Aeros on the man advantage for another minute. 13. DiPietro across the line, cutting in, shoots, stopped by Reddick. Rebound goes into the corner. Ooh, wow, Turgeon bumped Moore from behind, and a penalty coming up. The Sylvain Turgeon, now Blaine Moore getting in there, and Turgeon wanting in there. Turgeon and Moore grinding it out, and I have a feeling this is going to be something we will see a lot of from this point on.
Well, what happened on that play was Turgeon came in, Moore step ahead of him, and Turgeon gave him a little extra bit of a shove, and that's where he's going to get the penalty. As he ran more into the boards. It could be called anything. It could be boarding or something of that nature. And frustrations again starting to show on the Aeros side, as they're a little bit too aggressive in that situation. Moore, of course, last year led his team to the ECHL championship. He played for the Richmond Renegades, same team that Dave Littman played for, a goalie for the LA Ice Dogs, if you recall. And he made the step after doing well last year in the East Coast League. He's made the step to the IHL, and he took a step into Turgeon there for a little while.
Well, Sylvain Turgeon in the box. You know, it's nice to see, Darren, that Turgeon, after, he came in playing those 3 games in 3 nights and really didn't have his legs going. It's nice to see him playing the way he has, at least tonight, as far as his speed factor.
Yeah, it's good to see him get off with this line that, like they have the last 3 games. Not really effective as much tonight, but it bodes well for Terry Ruskowski's club in the future to have these guys going strong.
Yeah, if you're Terry Ruskowski at this point,
you feel good about it.
You like the way that line's playing, but I think, and Greener, you might want to attribute this one is he's got to be concerned where Freer, Arneal, and Conroy are.
Well, they do have a goal, that line tonight, and they've had some chances. And you know what? The thing is, we're sitting here and we're picking apart each line, but that's the problem is the team's playing one line and they're not playing as a team. You should be able to take each one of these players and put them on a separate line and then mix the lines up and still get production. But right now, you're not getting a lot of production from the team as a whole, and there's a lot of breakdowns, and there's spurts of greatness. There's spurts of greatness, but I tell you what, there's no consistency, and we talked about it tonight. We've got to be consistent in the good play.
Let's not forget this hockey team has won 3 of their last 4. Coming into tonight's game, of course. Puck controlled by Houston, and it's Kevin Grant. In behind the net, and away he will come. Grant motors out to center ice. Turns one over left side, O'Connor. And now Freer's got a 2-on-1 with Slivchenko, and his pass over the stick. That's a tough play for Freer, and now a penalty coming up to Slivchenko, as that'll do it for the Aero power play. Freer had a nice chance there, and it's a tough play trying to get it over that stick. And with this ice, I don't think you can lay a puck down flat, Greener.
Well, I tell you what, it's got to be a heck of a saucer pass if you're going to, and we'll see about that after this.
All right, timeout on the ice. Under 5 to go. 5-2 Vegas. We'll be back. Five minutes to go in the third period.
5-2 Las Vegas. Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenlay and Darren Jones from KPRC Radio. And the Thunder have it. Vladimir Siplikov meandering through center. Chipped one right side for Danny Shank. Came right in the shot, and Dobson sneaks the save on Siplikov, and the puck goes down the ice.
And you see how nice that was, a give and go, how nice Shank fed. Siplikov drove to the net. He got the puck, and he got a good scoring chance.
Again, Hoggood turns one Shank across the line, rolls it down for Siplikov, base of the right circle, to the line Shank. And now a chance for Hoggood. Looks in front for Siplikov. It's a 4-on-3 and now a 5-on-3 for Vegas for 50 seconds. Puck controlled. Here come the Thunder. Down Shank. Rolls it. Simon the shot blocked. And Simon says, give me the puck back. Simon left side to Hoggood. His pass cut through his stick and it's out at center ice. Thunder back. Own end. Hoggood wrapped one out to the far boards. Simon went without the puck. Here come the Las Vegas Thunder now across the line. Richard dropped one for Simon. Rolls one to the right side, Greg Hoggood. And the Thunder turn. Richard to the near side of the drive, and I think Dobson got a blocker on it with 18 remaining in the two-man advantage for Las Vegas. Puck right point, Hoggood sends one down, hit skates, rebound, kicks out to Simon, fire circle, back to Hoggood. He winds, walks right in, shoots, scores! And Greg Hoggood beats Dobson to the 5-hole. It is 6-2 Las Vegas, a power play goal.
What a game for Greg Hoggood.
Hoggood with 2 goals and an assist so far tonight. And I say so far because there's still 39 seconds left on the Slivchenko penalty. But Hoggood just takes the puck and he walks in unmolested, and that's usually the case on a 5-on-3, is you get players able to do that. And Dobson, trying to cover a lot of the net, leaves the 5-hole open, and that's of course the area between the legs. And here you'll get a really good look at it as Hoggood just walks in. It's not a very hard shot, but it's placed well, as you see that triangle right there, and he feeds it 5-hole, and Dobson knew that he gave him a little too much on that one. And Hoggood takes a good little snapshot to beat Dobson for his second goal of the night.
Puck shot in by Houston, trailing now 6-2. And the Thunder control it. Jeff Sharples behind the cage. A pass to the right side for Rogers. He'll move it up and out of the end. A lead pass missing out in front. He tried to find Bill Bowler, and the Aeros turn it around. McCrory trying to get Malgunas, who was hooked away. Malgunas got it back right side. Malgunas scooped it down into the corner. Rushan Soleil was there for Las Vegas. McCrory muscled off the puck, and now it is Soleil. But McCrory took it back, moves out, looks centered off the stick of Malgunas, jakes the shot, missed just wide, puck in front, and it was fanned on by McCrory. So the Aeros with a chance, but couldn't get a shot on goal. Now the Thunder turn in their own zone. It is Bowler, shoots it into the Aeros zone, and back to play it was Jinx, but he rolled it right to Patrice Lefebvre. And back behind the net, Mark Rogers trying to center it. It came out in front, and the Aeros bring it out. McCrory with 2.5 to go. Rink-wide pass batted down by Lefebvre in his own zone. Patrice Lefebvre in behind his net as Lefebvre getting into it with McCrory, and play moving on though. And here come the Las Vegas Thunder. Riccardi not wasting any time, just kind of playing peekaboo with Al Conroy. He's in absolutely no hurry. His team's up by 4 goals. Riccardi waiting. Feel like you could watch a soap opera for a minute there before he was going to play it. Lowen, rink wide pass behind Bowler, had to go back, retrieve it, shoot it ahead, but Kevin Grant turned it around for Houston, and the Aeros have it. Miles O'Connor at center ice, winds and booms one in there. Reddick makes the stop, and Riccardi played it in behind his net, chipped it over to Ken Quinney as he is watched by Grant. Conroy all over his case. Freer trying to move it, and Hoggood's got him corralled. We get a whistle as play is stopped with 1:47 left in the third period. Las Vegas leads at 6-2.
For the Aeros, I think that would be search for tomorrow.
Yes, that would be the soap opera.
Yeah.
They made a game of it. They trailed 2-0 after one and thought they'd pique our interest. Teased us with 2 goals to start that second period, but since then it has been all Las Vegas.
Well, if you really think about it, the only consistent pressure that the Aeros showed all night was at the beginning of that period when they did get those 2 quick goals. And I think one of the big turning points was the ability for the Las Vegas Thunder to turn around and get their own goal and take the lead once again.
Slivchenko off the face-off, base of the circle with 1:43 to go. Bangs one along the boards low and chipped it away. Riccardi trying to move it along. Slivchenko in the corner
gives one out. Yo, the shot snapped wide, and the Aeros have got it. DiPietro from Mike Yo, near corner. Grinding it out was Zoltak. Zoltak had it, trying to get it out of there. Sergei Zoltak hooked on by Yo, still with a puck, and he chipped it along the boards. Aeros hold it in. Yo, top of the slot, slides it down into the corner for DiPietro, base to the left circle. DiPietro to Yo, down for Slivchenko, popped away by the Thunder. Jim Pack pinching, gives to Slivchenko behind the net, centered for DiPietro, couldn't get the shot away, and now the Thunder bring it out. Lowen streaking left side across the line, dropped it back for Schenk as we're down to the final minute in the hockey game. Zoltak corner far side, puck center. Lowen shoots, Dobson a stick save. Jim Pack, he'll clear to center ice. Pack left side, got it into the Vegas zone, and Sharples will go back. 45 seconds to play in the third period. 6-2 Vegas. Jakes into the Las Vegas zone. Out of the net, Reddick hammered it along the boards. McCrory knocked it down. Base of the circle, McCrory wrestling in there with Ken Quinney. Quinney in there, a good job, but McCrory came away with a puck. Maurice behind the net. Mike Maurice pinned in there by Rushan Soleil and then bumped and dumped. And the Thunder will clear it to the line. Not out. Jakes holds, wide, shoots, and it was slammed wide of the net. And that will go all the way down the ice. 13 seconds left, and the Thunder are going to win this hockey game. And it is Jake's right side. Aeros are going to fall to 3-8 on the year, while the Thunder go to 7-2, and here is a breakaway. In alone was more, but it was a two-line pass, and play halted. They'll bring the face-off back into the Vegas zone with 2 seconds left.
Well, you know, last year, Adam, after 10 games, the Aeros were 4-4-2. After 11, they were 4-5-2. And this year they find themselves 3-8 after 11 games. So they have some catching up to do, but you know, at least they've shown some good ability to get some offense, to show some great goaltending this year so far, and their defense have shown some good signs as well. So I think they have to try and wrap it all up into every game and show some consistency, and they'll show a more consistent success rather than game on, game on.
So the buzzer sounds and this hockey game is over, and you know, one thing should be said, Mike Greenlay, is, oh, by the way, Las Vegas Thunder, give them a lot of credit. Pokey Reddick played a strong game when he had to. He wasn't tested much. Thunder are a talented hockey team. Don't forget that.
Well, that's the reason why I'm saying that, because in order to beat teams like this, you have to have a consistent effort. And the Las Vegas Thunder, of course, deep in every category, are a tough team to beat.
We talked about the defense tonight, Darren, and two guys that played very well. Jean-Marc Richard had a goal, but the real guy was Greg Hawgood.
Greg Hawgood, definitely the player of the game.
Yeah, 2 goals and 1 assist. And Jonesy, you did it.
Hey, it was fun. Talking about killing penalties, talking about power plays, but the one thing we haven't said, hi, Mom.
Oh, he gets it in there. Thanks a lot, Jonesy.
Hey, it was fun.
You can catch Darren Jones, as a matter of fact, with Matt Thomas and myself, and I think we're going to drag Mike Greenlay in tomorrow morning on Super Talk Radio, 950 KPRC. Be sure to join us then, but right now, stay with us. 6-2 Las Vegas. We'll wrap things up when we return. Welcome back to the Summit, everybody. Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenlay. The Las Vegas Thunder have defeated the Houston Aeros tonight by a score of 6-2, and we're standing by with defenseman Greg Hawgood. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations. Nice win tonight.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'll tell you, we talked a lot at the start of the broadcast, Mike and I, and we talked about the Las Vegas Thunder defense. You guys, I'll tell you, it's not just a defensive core that does it. They do it offensively as well, don't you?
Well, I think we got a good blend of guys back there. We got some big stay-at-home defensemen and some guys that can jump up in the play and move the puck. And I think that you have to give a lot of credit to the management of the Thunder. And they've had a good team the last couple of years and haven't been successful in the playoffs. So they, kept the core of the team and revamped it. And I think they've done an excellent job.
Hoggy, it's been about 5 years since I've even talked to you, and now I find myself here talking to you. You're really lighting it up this year. I mean, I think that puts you at 3 goals and 15 assists. You're really running away with the defensive scoring lead.
Well, it's one of those things, Greeny, where I had to reprove myself again. You know, I was with you in the Cape and played in a couple Stanley Cups, and once in a while they forget that you can play in the NHL. And with that lockout last year, I think the lower end guys, you see like Turgeon and DiPietro for Houston, and and myself in Las Vegas. I think it hurt the bottom 3 or 4 guys in each team. So it was a little bit of a gut check time for me this summer. And the last couple of years in the NHL, I haven't played a whole lot. So I get to come down here and play 30 minutes a game and get my confidence back.
You know, the Las Vegas Thunder last year were tabbed as a team that was very intimidating, very physical. Would you say that that's kind of the same makeup this year, or is it a little different?
Well, I think the first year, just talking with everybody, they thought they weren't tough enough, and I think last year they were a little bit too tough and didn't have enough players that could play the game. And like I said earlier on, we have guys that, if it does come to that, can handle themselves very well. But most importantly, they're not a liability on the ice. They can also play the game. So, like I said, we have a good blend of defensive forwards and offensive guys, and the same on the blue line.
Thank you very much. Greg Hoggood joins us here, and he is our Gatorade Player of the Game. Greg Hoggood tonight with a couple of goals and assists, and kind of owned the blue line tonight.
Well, he certainly did. I mean, you saw three out of the goals that were scored by the Thunder were scored by defensemen. So they have a good offensive defensive core. They have a good defensive core. They have Pokey Reddick, who's standing tall in the net, and of course you have all the strong forwards up front. So they have an overall a very strong team.
And that leads into tomorrow's game. I mean, these same two teams will face off tomorrow right here at the Summit. And I'll tell you, you look at the Las Vegas Thunder. I know we can't preach enough of how talented they are. I'm sure the Aeros are going to ice a little different squad tomorrow. And you know, I'm kind of looking forward to tomorrow's contest.
Well, you know, Terry's probably going to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. It's time for our Gatorade Play of the Game, and it's sponsored by Gatorade. And let's take it from here.
Well, on this play, Miles O'Connor gets tripped up on the play. A lot of people thought that it should have been a penalty, but nevertheless, it created a 2-on-0 breakaway for the Las Vegas Thunder on the Aero power play. And all it was a pass from Richard over to Zoltok, and he just takes it back the other way, backhands it in the net. And Dobson had not much of a chance on that one. That's our play of the game.
Yeah, it seemed like that was kind of the story a lot of times tonight, that Dobson didn't have a lot of chance. But on the same front, I don't think we saw the Rob Dobson we have seen in the last 3-4 games.
Well, I mean, even a goaltender gets tired. I mean, and I'm not just talking about physically. After a few games in a row like he's played, sometimes you get mentally tired. I think you'll see Troy Gamble tomorrow night, and it'll be a good coming out for him because he was very successful against the Las Vegas Thunder last year.
Let's not forget, the Aeros were 4-0 against the Thunder at the start. Lost the last two to finish 4-2, but Troy Gamble was spectacular. 6-2 the final. The Thunder win it. We'll wrap things up next. Welcome back to the Summit. Adam Gordon along with Mike Greenlay. A 6-2 final. The Thunder win it, and it is time for our Texaco Star of the Game. And as we mentioned, our Star of the Game, Greg Hoggood, 2 goals tonight, an assist as well to go with it, and had a very strong hockey game for the Las Vegas Thunder, and just goes to tribute to those strong defensemen. But, you know, we've talked about them. Hey, Patrice Lefebvre had a good game tonight. The guys up front for Las Vegas had a good game as well.
Well, they certainly did. I mean, they're the ones who originally forced the Aeros and caused them to make plays that they didn't want to, and it allowed people like Greg Hoggood to take the play from the blue line and quarterback everything.
What kind of changes do you see tomorrow?
Well, I don't think you're going to see big changes as far as lineup's concerned. You'll see probably Troy Gamble, as we spoke, but I mean, I think you'll see Terry Urskowski talk to his team and maybe formulate a little bit of different game plan, but I don't think you'll see a big change as far as the lineup's concerned.
Yeah, we talked in the Oshman's game plan, and the funny thing was we never really talked about the quick start, but once again, the Aeros have had trouble coming out of the gate, especially at home. They're now 1-4 on home ice.
And that's fine if you can come back on a team, but when you get into trouble with a team like Las Vegas who take a lead and keep it, you're going to have to take the lead yourself and keep it, because you can't get away with that against a lot of the teams in the IHL.
All right, it's time for our Dodge final stats, brought to you by your local Dodge dealer, and there they are, 37-32 final shots on goal. Las Vegas finishes 2 of 7 on the power play. Aeros finish 0 for 6. They had 9 shots on goal. Body checks even at 13 apiece. Each team with 12 penalty minutes. So the Thunder go on to win it tonight by a score of 6-2. Aeros are now 3-8, while the Thunder go to 7-2-2. And I guess when you try and take a look at things, I know we haven't seen every team in the IHL. I really like the Cincinnati Cyclones, but that's an Eastern Conference team. In the West, I kind of like this Thunder Hockey Club.
Well, the Thunder are really good. You also have the LA Ice Dogs out there. I mean, you have a lot of good teams on that side. They're going to bring a strong element from that side of the country, I should say.
Yeah, the Western Conference is really stacked, and you know the thing was nobody really expected Las Vegas. They've always been tough. You know, this was a team that had one of the best records in the IHL 2 years ago, got all the way to the Western Conference, but then never did well. And it seems to me, was it the Turner Cup champion Atlanta Knights that went on to win that year?
Well, we did go on to win that year. That year, the Las Vegas Thunder got knocked out in the first round by San Diego Gulls, and that was totally unexpected. And from a point of view of the Atlanta Knights, we thought that was great because they knocked off a true competitor, a tough competitor.
All right. Greener, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Final score tonight, 6-2. And the Aeros' next game tomorrow night right here at the Summit against the same Las Vegas Thunder. Our next Prime Sports Houston Aeros Network game will be Thursday night at 7 o'clock when the Houston Aeros host the Cleveland Lumberjacks. Once again, tonight's final score. The Las Vegas Thunder 6, the Houston Aeros 2. For Mike Greenlay and Darren Jones, this is Adam Gordon saying good night from the Summit.